I don't care.
I traded that game in a week after it came out.
People tell me it's good, but I'm just like, I don't care. I
What
just
game?
gave up. Avatar: The Frontiers of Pandora.
That shit is trash.
I have this thing where like I can see a game like the first like unveiling, where I'm just like, yeah, something's up with that game. I don't know. I can just feel it. And so when I saw Avatar, I'm like, that's Far Cry, and I already played that, so I'm
Yeah,
good.
that's what it was. It's basically
Yeah,
Far Cry just for Avatar characters. And if you play Far Cry,
you're good.
you got the same experience. It's like you're not gonna be like this game is not. It's gonna be boring to you. And me, I never played Far Cry, so I just like let me give it a try. And I'm like, this game doesn't even want to make me play Far Cry. And I got Far Cry 5 downloaded. I was like, I don't want to play it.
What's
Like
that again? That Ubisoft open world bloat problem where they don't do anything strong enough with the game, but they have a million different check marks on the map for you to go and do pretty much similar things over and over, and eventually you just kind of get burnt out.
That's So actually, let's talk about this. Let's talk about. I'm not going. Are we live yet? We're not live.
Yeah,
right?
like, are we live yet?
Yeah, we live.
Oh,
All right,
what's
so
that? You didn't even say.
No,
yeah,
this is a good
nothing?
conversation. This is a good conversation. I want y'all to keep going.
like he's such an asshole.
I ain't gonna interrupt.
Because crazy, like right now, like I have an open world. Like I have too many open world games, and I know I'm just gonna get burnt out. Like I'm just gonna get I got like right now I'm playing Zero Dawn Remastered. I got Rise of the Ronin downloaded. I got Outlaws downloaded. I got Dragon Age, which is semi-open world, which has been fire. I'm gonna talk about that as we get deeper in the show. I got Forbidden West downloaded. Final Fantasy Rebirth, which I got to restart. Like I haven't even gotten to like my Yakuza games yet. It's just like I'm going to get burnt out by the end of the year. So I know I got to take a break somewhere on open world games.
I think if they do something different enough, like I can go between them. Like Elden Ring, I can go back to, but that's like my favorite game ever. But like the Ubisoft ones, especially, like it's the same thing everywhere. So yeah,
I think I'm gonna try and run through Outlaws because I don't want to run through Outlaws because I know you talked about your experience with Outlaws. I want to see how it looks on the Pro now. But the mini games of Outlaws, like the Sabak missions, are like the best thing to me. Like I don't want to rush that. I really want to take my time and play through that. So. And I'm actually gonna re-download Jedi Survivor when that sale hits on it. So like, because I picked up I think I got $300 in store credit from GameStop when I traded in my 5. I just got all of it on PlayStation cards. So and I spent like $5 on just a Funko Pop, a white beard Funko Pop. Since I'm a big One Piece guy, it was a GameStop exclusive, so I had to pick that up. But like I'm gonna pick up Persona 3 just because it's actually on sale now. So if you want Persona 3 chat, it's on sale like for $34. I'm gonna wait for Jedi Survivor to go down just a little bit.
How much is it now?
It's at 70 right now. It's at 70.
It's at 70 what?
70 price for 70, dog. It's 70.
Oh, you know what? Because you buy games digitally. That's right.
Yeah.
That shit probably
Not
like $30 right now.
Oh yeah. It's probably 30 at GameStop. But that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna wait for the sale to go down because they gotta do a sale eventually. They're gonna do a sale come Christmas time.
There's no sale right now, or did it pass?
You sounded country as fuck when you said that, right?
Yes, I did, and I hope nobody heard that.
I am
nowhere near a country person, so the fact that came out is bothering me. How I even did that?
That's crazy.
That's crazy. They're hanging out with Country Gamer too much.
Oh my god.
But like they do have a deal going down. It's the November saving deal.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, most of the games I got on, I got most of the games on here. Like what they have right now, they got Squirrel with a Gun for $13. They got Persona 3 Reloaded for $50. I thought I saw that for $34. That might have been digital. That might have been a deluxe edition for $34, which I just might pick up. What else? They got the Mortal Kombat pack. They got Need for Speed Heat, which I already have. Bully for like $10. It's just games that everybody I think at this point in time already have. Like Xenoverse, Kingdom Hearts Collection, Monster Hunter World, Iceborne, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, just Sonic Mania. Like it's nothing too crazy. Like it's something that either you played it or you bought it. Batman Arkham Collection been on there forever.
Can I interrupt with some horrible news?
Oh,
by all means.
I think Gutta's gonna have a problem.
Uh-oh.
Tony Todd passed away.
Tony Todd passed away?
Oh wow.
Fuck no.
You lying?
I'm not lying.
Damn, that sucks. If they made a Mount Rushmore of like guys you've seen things like in things, but you may not know his name, he would be on like the Mount Rushmore.
I've been following that guy since Candyman. He was in Candyman, Final Destination, obviously Venom.
The Crow.
But he's been like everywhere. Like he's a legend.
Yo, rest in paradise, man.
Rest in peace to a legend, man. Rest in peace to a legend, man.
Dad, did they say how he died? That came out of nowhere.
Like 6 minutes ago, apparently.
Damn.
From what I'm saying.
Damn, yeah, I read just said 17 minutes ago, so it was like super fresh.
Fuck, man. Rest in paradise, man. Thoughts and prayers with his family.
Rest in peace. We ain't gonna sour the mood. Rest in peace. The Tony Todd did a really good job as Venom. Speed Freak says, I'm so glad I got the Pro with the disc drive. Now I have to pay full price. That's a fact because Jedi Survivor is like $25 right now somewhere if you get the physical. That's the
I might get it at a later date. I gotta see. But right now, like, I was like Jedi Survivor. They only did it because the Pro came out and it's Pro enhanced. So it's a good business deal digitally wise.
Papa Hobbs, what's up, baby?
What's up, Papa? But it's a good deal. Like it's not a good deal. It's like it's smart business wise to do that. It's just like, bro, this game been out like forever. This shit could be at least $40 at minimum. So
yeah, the videos of that game, how it looks like now, are ridiculous. Like
I didn't see. I gotta check it out.
It looks incredible.
With Jedi Survivor?
With PS5 Pro, it looks insane.
I had that game
the before and after
at Series X. On Series X, man, it ran like straight dog shit. Frame drops, stutters, glitches. I had a bug. I had to reboot the whole system one time. It wouldn't let me proceed.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I remember my first experience playing that on PS5 because overall, like outside of like the obvious shit, like the combat was dope, the story was dope.
Yeah.
But boy, that shit was noticeable when frame rate drops, glitches. Like it's like it hurt my eyes. Like even on performance mode, it hurt my eyes. Like, and that's my go-to. Like that's my go-to setting. Like I don't really play anything on fidelity. It's performance all nonstop all the time. But that shit hurts. So I hope they really did fix it. I'm going to look into it. Because I haven't gone through everything that's pro enhanced. The main games I've only played that have been pro enhanced have just been, since I got the Pro, it's just been Horizon Zero Dawn and Dragon Age has been fucking phenomenal on the Pro, man. That, like, y'all niggas that was hating on Dragon Age, that gave an apology, yo. EA showed
they cook, especially with that combat system is best in class,
I was just about to go there, bro. I just unlocked my finisher move for my my character for the role class. Because this game's so fire. This game's so fired. I'm so much enjoying it from the story and the combat. I'm already about to start a new character. Like probably when I get like a little bit halfway through the story, I'm gonna be like, all right, it's time to make my female character now. I'm probably gonna do a warrior class. So
now that I beat it, I think I'm gonna go back through as a mage. I want to make a mage now because I did roll.
I looked at I will say too, what I like about it is how you can, like, I probably spent like maybe an hour and a half in character creation. Shout out EA, they did an excellent job with the hair textures. Game developers.
Can't wait to play that again, Speed Freak. Rebirth.
Take note. I got to check out Rebirth. I have that downloaded as well, Speed Freak. But shout out EA, bro. They did an excellent job with hair textures. I mean, take note. This is how you do black hair textures. This is how you do it.
Oh my god, they have so many good black hairstyles on Dragon Age. I was shocked. It's
like
2K, they got more black hairstyles than 2K, yo.
Yeah,
I forget the character's name in Coming to America, where it's like the soul glow, and he's like doing this. The reason why I bring that up is I keep seeing this clip. I forget who made the clip, but they made a whole thing of like showing all the black hair. And it was at one point where it was just him going left and right, and the hair was just like everywhere. And I was like, "Damn, that hair looks good."
Yeah, I think I haven't seen this great of a hair of the hair since Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy didn't get talked about enough in terms of their hairstyles. I was like,
but can you have the Killmonger? Like that's.
Like crazy. That's like I knew you was gonna bring it up because that's the first thing they put it on when I made a black character. They gave me the Killmonger hair. I was like, all right.
People to do it. They're like, here, you want this.
And I was tempted to do it. But I found some locks. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go with the lock. The locks look better.
There you go.
But nah, the Dragon Age did a great job. I'm actually gonna hop back into it later tonight. But But like outside of like that in Zero Dawn, I haven't really hopped in the rest of the pro games. But everybody else been telling me they've been fired from Forbidden West. I'm going to hop into Rebirth soon because I got to restart that since I think I was on chapter 6. I'm just going to restart that whole game. Outlaws, and I did download Rise of Ronin, so I had that downloaded as well. I'm going to check that out because that is pro enhanced.
All right, we
Rise
know
of Ronin and Dragon's Dogma are the 2 games I want to get because I hear when they first came out, or even now, they're like really bad, and then now it plays better. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna play those games now.
How many?
Dragon's Dogma would have to play better because it can't play worse.
Yeah, that shit was. That's gotta be the slowest combat I've ever experienced in my life.
That's mean.
It's the slowest combat I have ever played in my life. It feel like you fighting in mud the whole game.
I'm not gonna lie, I've heard mixed reviews. That's why I ain't bothered buying it. It didn't look like my style.
I know some people who love it. There's some people that love it.
Too.
Yeah.
So.
But when you ask the people that love it what they love about it, what they gonna say? Oh, we love the exploration. We love exploring the open environments. We love the scale. It's not the gameplay. It's the scale and the environments they love exploring. But we gonna get to the pro and all that. I know everybody want to hear about the pro. So let's start off with Nintendo. So Nintendo announced backwards compatibility for whatever their next console is. What this tells me is that when you look at history, the only 2 Nintendo consoles that were backwards compatible were the Wii and the Wii U, and both. No, I'm not talking about handhelds.
Oh, okay.
I'm not talking about handhelds. I'm talking about strictly consoles. I know the Switch is hybrid. It's a hybrid.
I was gonna say, which one is the Switch?
It's a hybrid. But
you started pressing you, Joe.
See, I knew somebody was gonna say that. What about the Game Boy Color? What about the Advanced SP? No, we talking about
the 3DS
consoles.
that could play all DS games. The 3DS cooked.
We know they cook on handhelds, but when it comes to the consoles, it's been rocky for them. So the Wii and the Wii U were both backwards compatible, and they were the only consoles. And because
the Wii has sold like 150 million units.
See, he not even gonna let me talk. He ain't gonna let me say.
Sorry.
What I was saying was the Wii and the Wii U being the only backwards compatible Nintendo home consoles. What that tells me for the future of the next Nintendo system is that they don't have any high quality AAA first party ready for launch. Because the Wii U didn't and the Wii didn't, and they both were the only backwards compatible. So what does that tell you? That's my take on it.
Did the Nintendo Switch? I don't know if you're counting it as a console or not. Did they have a day?
No. I'm talking about the ones. The Switch is not backwards compatible.
You want it, but you know what the Switch did? They did launch with Breath of the Wild, which also launched on the Wii U.
Okay, because I wasn't sure if Breath of the Wild was the first one on the Switch, or was it Mario Kart 8?
It was at the same time because it launched at the same time, and the Wii sold 150 million units.
No, I'm just talking
about the launch.
Didn't it launch with? Wait, I thought it launched
Mario
with Zelda
Galaxy.
game. I gotta look at it.
I think it was Mario Galaxy that launched.
I don't think it didn't launch with Mario Galaxy.
As Joseph
look up
looking
Wii
that
launch
up,
titles. Look up Wii launch title.
I'm looking up.
Sonny said,
there was a Zelda game that
about...
released on the Wii and the GameCube. I think it was Twilight Princess because they swapped the handedness. Like Link is normally left-handed, but for the Wii they made him right-handed because of motion controls.
Sonny said, don't forget YouTube chat.
Don't forget the YouTube chat. Well, somebody gonna have to read it. I don't have the YouTube chat.
I'll go on the YouTube chat. I'll go on the YouTube chat.
He told me specifically to tell you.
He the only person that be in the YouTube chat. Everybody else be on Twitter. So
they do.
That's why I just had the Twitter chat open.
Yeah, it launched with Twilight Princess. We launched with Twilight Princess, which also released on the GameCube.
Well, are we also gonna count Wii Sports because that was fire though?
Wii Sports is fire. That came with the system though.
Yeah.
I mean, if they gave me like something similar on Switch 2, I ain't gonna complain.
But we know Switch 2 is not launching with another Zelda title though. We know that though.
No, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was an enhanced version of Metroid Prime 4.
I was actually about to ask that.
I think that's the only one that they have ready.
And they might have a 3D Mario because the last 3D Mario was Mario Odyssey, and that's been a while.
Yeah. And they need to make a good 3D Mario.
Mario Odyssey is fire, no matter what you say.
Wait. Time out. Flag on the play. What you mean they need to make a great one? Mario Odyssey was fire.
Mario. I'm not saying it's bad. Mario Odyssey was decent.
Are
It
you
was
talking about
decent.
oh wait, are you talking about 3D Browser World?
No, he's talking Mario
No, I'm
Odyssey.
talking about Mario Odyssey. That
No,
game
Mario
was
Odyssey
yeah.
was fire, bro.
that was the
Mario
most
Odyssey was
okay
fire.
Mario game in a long time. It was
We're gonna
okay.
just move on because he's not going to budge.
It was
and
okay.
We
You're
will fight.
tripping, got it. You're tripping.
I'm like,
Gut.
we're gonna
You're
go back
That
to the
was a
Sonic
9 out of
Frontier
10 game.
conversation.
That wasn't no 9 out of 10. Stop, bro.
That's a top 3 Mario game, bro. That's a top
A
3.
top
my
three, a
favorite.
top 3 Mario game of what? Of the Switch generation? I agree.
No, it's a top 3D Mario game in its title.
No way. No way possible.
And its title is top.
No
We
way
should just move
possible.
on. We should just move on. There is no resolving this because you know
All right.
Spider.
It's
you know
not,
what
it's not better than Galaxy.
No, I won't say no. I won't say
It's
that.
not better than
I
Galaxy
think
2.
Galaxy
It is
is better.
it is personally I prefer it over
Okay.
Galaxy, but I can understand that Galaxy.
Sonny
Why
said-
Galaxy is the more beloved
Sonny
game.
Sonny said he quit Twitter. He quit Twitter. We on Blue Sky now.
Yeah, look, when Blue Sky get the option to go live, I'll be over there too.
Honestly, I might need to get my Blue Sky account up. So it seems like all my mutuals starting to move over there now. Anyway.
There's
Yeah.
a bunch of us over there. Yeah.
Yeah, Blue
So I'm
Sky is
not-
cool.
Oh,
So-
Mars, you're over there.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. Everybody
Mars over there.
Alright,
All right.
I gotta find you on there.
All right, so predict the launch. What's the launch of the Switch 2 or whatever they calling it looks like?
It's gonna be
God.
Switch too, but if I had to take a guess as a launch title, I think it would most likely have to be Metro Prime 4 was a good one, but I was actually going Metro Prime 5 if it's gonna be ready. But again, I don't know.
No,
What?
no, Metroid Prime
No,
4 is
4.
the one that's about to come out.
Yeah.
Oh, 4. We're on 4. I thought we were
Now
on 5.
they
My
could
fault, my
have
fault.
they could have remasters of 2 and 3 because
He said 9 out of 10 police arrest him. Exactly, bro. I don't know what he talking about, bro. But hey, look, that's his personal opinion. It's a 9 out of 10. He can have
Who said that?
it. Speed freak.
Freak.
Yo, Twitter.
But I think
Hey,
I bet you I wouldn't be surprised if there was a 3D Mario game ready because it's been a while. Maybe Metroid Prime 4.
You think they would drop Metroid and a 3D Mario though at the same time?
Well, I don't know, but they may release Metroid Prime 4 just on the Switch earlier in the year and then have an enhanced version ready for the
Okay.
next console.
'Cause
I can see that. Maybe.
In my opinion, it didn't look good. It didn't visually look good.
What?
Is any Switch game going to visually look good?
Metroid Prime
Sounds-
4?
Some look really good. It's just I think the latter games, as in like this latter half of it, I think have visually kind of dropped off, and I think that's just because of how weak the Switch is. So I wouldn't be surprised if either A, it's a launch title, or B, there is an enhanced one. Because the same thing with Legend of Zelda, you got the one that was on GameCube, and then they showed off how visually or different the one was on Wii. And so they were like, look, here's the difference. And so I wouldn't be surprised if they either did that or it was just their launch title, because it's been delayed for so long.
Yeah, but Nintendo isn't the type to backtrack. They've outright said it's coming to the Switch with the launch trailer. So they're not going to cancel the Switch version for the next gen version. But they do have a history of releasing current gen and next gen versions of games, even if it's not backwards compatible.
That's
so
100%.
yeah, I can see that.
And they do have a history of pimp. So you know that they're gonna pimp that 2017.
Oh.
They're gonna pimp that 2017 Android tablet out for as long as they can. They're gonna
true.
continue to put
In
games on it.
fairness, pimping ain't easy.
I would agree to a degree. I agree to a degree. Listen, it depend on the hoes. Let's keep it real. It depend on the hoes.
It sounds so much nicer when someone who is not pale, like us,
Oh, I know.
you know
Who's
what I'm
like,
saying?
who's not white?
I don't, in this scenario, aren't we the hoes? Like,
Okay, okay, okay. It's gone off the rails.
You said it's
I'm just
gone off the
leaning
rail.
into it. I'm just leaning into
Got
it.
it. Got it. You the captain of the ship. Get us back. Get
All
us
right,
back.
listen. Astrobot 1.5 million.
Oh,
That's
okay.
impressive.
I
that's
think it's
impressive. That's
impressive. I
shocking.
think it's impressive,
That's
and that's
shocking.
9 weeks. That's 9 weeks numbers. I think it'll double up, probably, especially with Christmas coming up. It'll double up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna go crazy.
Yeah. That I
It's gonna
think
be one of
people-
those that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, no. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's gonna be one of those that in like at the end of 2-year period they're gonna announce it past the 5 million threshold at some point. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna have legs too, especially because it like younger kids can enjoy it, but like it's a great game even if you're older. So I think it's one of those that's going to have more legs than a typical single player game where you see that really high peak and really kind of dropped off. I think it's going to be one of those that kind of plateaus for a while.
I would gone back to basically the same thing that Joe said. I think the legs are. I think it has massive legs just from the little kid side. From it's an easy game to play for people, especially with families. You could definitely get that game to them to play. 1.5 million is a great number for a platformer of that game, of that caliber. I think it could definitely hit 5 million, like Mars said, 3 million before we get to like maybe springtime of 2025. That I think also the streamers are going to carry that game too. Because what I think what you're going to see too is the speed
The speed runs,
the speed runs. Thank you, having a brain fart. The speed runs are going to come into play there because now everybody's going to be like, oh man, I could beat your score. I could beat your score. And also it's a great platform overall.
It is. It really is.
That's probably the best. That's the best platform I played all year, probably in a long time.
I think they dropped, or they are dropping some new challenge levels too for
every
free.
week. So they just released their fourth one yesterday.
Gosh.
And you have more PlayStation characters coming in. Like they're adding some of the newer PlayStation. Like they just added Eve from Stellar Blade, so you're going to see even more PlayStation characters.
Shout out to Otaku. Appreciate you, bro. And Speed Freak said off to a good start, 34% higher than Sonic Frontiers. Yep. And Sonic Frontiers numbers that year was 3 million. And so I think Astrobot's gonna do incredibly well. Of course, you got the typical people that are saying, "Oh, they got 65 million consoles and only 1 million people bought the game. Nobody, the ponies don't buy games." But I mean, the same logic applies to when you look at something like, Street Fighter, which is at up 5 million. What's that on PS5, Xbox, PC? Damn near everything you can play it on. It's only at 5 million. So why is the attach rate only a thing when it's like a first party game? Because every other game has a horrible attach rate too.
I think that's also fair, but I think I don't pay attention to these people because at the same time, some people don't play platformers, and that's okay. I don't think people understand how much 2K, how much sports games, COD, and Fortnite have a chokehold on the gaming community. Like it's a massive chokehold on them. Like that people really don't play a real game till much later in their gaming life. So
and also because of the explosion of gaming over the last 10 to 15 years, the genre splintering has kind of happened a lot where there's so many things for so many people that it's not like it was when the N64 came out, right? So or the PlayStation came out. Like so many people, you got the big names because there was only so many games. Back then it felt like a ton, but if you look at it now, we're dwarfing it all the time. So, you have people playing COD all the time, and that's all they play. You have people who play RPGs all the time. That's all they play. So you're going to see less and less percentage attach rate for some of these things as the gaming community just as a whole expands.
And everything is not Mario or Sonic. You can't look at the numbers of Sonic Frontiers and expect Astrobot to do 3 million on launch. Or you can't look at... nobody can really look at Nintendo because they have a different type of... fan base, but we're gonna move past Nintendo. I'm gonna keep talking about them.
Well, but also brand recognition, I think, is underrated at times because Mario is arguably more recognizable than even Mickey Mouse now.
Yes, I would definitely say that. Definitely say that
because they use Mario in a different way. Like Mickey doesn't get a ton of projects, right? Like he might get a cartoon here or there. He doesn't get movies. He doesn't get all this stuff.
Exactly. Mickey is like the poster boy of Disney overall. But Disney has other characters that are more recognizable than
But the
Mickey.
fact that we're talking, you could argue, okay, well maybe Mickey's higher. But the fact that we're arguing Mickey versus Mario talks about what level of stratosphere Mario's in
and
versus
also,
Astrobot, where a parent might look at that and be like, I have no idea what that is.
Exactly.
You see Mario on a cover, you're like, okay, my kid's probably going to like this.
I think the Mario heads, Astrobot's not going to eclipse Mario Mickey anytime soon. It's going to take a long time. But PlayStation has the right idea having now a mascot for kids, young adults, and all that. It's like Astrobot played Sackboy. Sackboy was the mascot for a long time, and he got Astrobot killed him. It is what it is, but it's kind of like Nintendo. Nintendo with Mario, and Mario's grew with the success of the game, the success of the 3D platform, the success of Mario Kart, and now the success of the movie franchise. So it's like PlayStation doesn't have that yet.
PlayStation problem is consistency, bro. They gotta be consistent in the mascots. Like on PS1, you had Crash Bandicoot. They never bought them and invested into them. PS2, you had Jack and Daxter, Sly Cooper. You had some games, but then once PS3 came, they said, fuck all that, we ain't doing it no more. And just release compilations and shit. You know what I'm saying? You had Sackboy, he's dead. I don't think we're ever gonna see another game from him. You know, the
That's crazy because
Sackboy
I
Big
did.
Adventure didn't do that good.
Oh,
I
well, I was
love
gonna
that
say he
game
got
too.
a PS5 game.
Yeah.
Look,
But
and it bombed, and they ain't gonna do nothing else with him again.
And through it all, we still got Ratchet and Clank.
We got Ratchet
They
and Clank.
announced
So-
at their earnings
That-
that Astrobot helped them reach a newer audience. So
Yeah.
they're going to push with that. And if you look at Lego Horizon,
Lego Horizon.
that's going to bring in more, and that's
Yeah.
going to be insane.
They just got, like I
Yeah.
said, they just have to be more consistent. They got to put out
And-
another Astrobot game. I say that within the next 2 years, it needs to be another game, and then they got to
2
keep
years?
pushing.
How long? Wait, when did we get When was that? We have 4 years from that first Astrobot on PS5, which was also a good
Right.
Astrobot.
Yeah, 2020. Yep.
2020. All right, so yeah, 2 years. I'll give it. I don't know. See, the thing about Astrobot is weird, where I don't know if they could be like a Mario, where you can consistently push out games of this character.
He said,
You
"Game of
had-
the year." Maybe we'll see.
It definitely has. It definitely has.
should be
a high
nominated.
contender.
It definitely
Yeah,
should be, yeah.
I think
I-
it definitely will be up there for Game of the Year, but I don't know
Yeah.
who's going to win. But it's like I don't know if they could consistently do it like what Mario can, like, because I think this was different because it was a 30th anniversary of PlayStation.
Well,
And it had all the PlayStation characters.
huge celebration. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a celebratory game for PlayStation. Don't get me wrong, with great missions and a little like side story of Astrobot itself, but at the end of the day, this was the pay homage and the tribute to for the characters and games that built the PlayStation franchise to what it is today. I don't know, like it's not like Mario. Like Astrobot don't got I'm about to say a Princess Peach that he gotta go save all the time.
I
Like,
think they
that's
got
the
enough
thing.
characters to do like an Astro Kart or something like that. And then
I was gonna say
transition to
though,
other stuff.
like this sets a format, and a buddy of mine, I guess he's watching it, messaged me, and he said that Astrobot used all the PS5 features in a way that a lot of games don't. So that was
I
kind of
agree.
an interesting thing. So it's a great way for them to continue to utilize tech that a lot of games don't, like into PS5, PS6, whatever. But also, like, it set a good foundation where they have a long enough history that Astrobot could be kind of a history franchise. Like, who's to say the next Astrobot can't do a similar format? Why not? It doesn't have to be a 30th anniversary thing. And the Astrobot character mixes so well with all these other franchises. Look at Smash Brothers Ultimate. They brought in every character they ever had, including characters from other formats. Well, Astrobot had characters that Sony doesn't own, but people associate with Sony. Who's to say they can't use that in different ways? They could make a JRPG. They could make a kart racer. You could have all these different formats of games using Astrobot as a template, using PlayStation's history.
Even in the game, they do levels which are centric to that are
I was
throwbacks
just
to
about to say
those
that.
games. So, like, who's to say if they make another Astrobot that instead of Drake, God of War, Ape Escape, Zero Dawn, they go ahead and do other games. Maybe they do like a throwback to Resident Evil or a Crash Bandicoot type. So, like, I could see them doing a sequel where maybe they do more levels like that. And it's still hitting us with nostalgia. It's still hitting us back with, like, remember these characters? They're not long and gone. We're hitting you with these kind of levels like that. I think they can keep doing that, and it'll be great. I just don't want to get the same game where it's the same bosses. I need something different.
That was my issue. Like it's just like because I feel like we fought the same bosses in this Astrobot and the one 4 years ago. The only difference is you just gave me like bigger bosses with the giant ape and the bird and the giant and the alien. Like it just, but it's it's still the same thing. But you can make that argument for Mario. Mario fights the same enemies 9 times out of 10 and all doing the same thing. So.
By the way, shout out to Ghost in the Garage Gaming who's watching on YouTube. He said, "What's up, Maximum?" So just wanted to pass that along.
Hey, what's up, Ghost? What's up, Ghost?
Yeah, I got the YouTube chat up right here. Somebody I don't have the Twitter chat.
And that's another thing. That's a good point too. It's like because and most game, like every Sonic game, you expect to see Eggman. Every Mario game, you expect to see Bowser. Every Crash, you expect to see Neo. Cortex. I mean, like you expect to see these guys. So I don't think they could pretty much take the same format they have and just give us a Siphon Filter level, give us a Parappa Rapper level, give us a, what I'm saying? Just give us some different levels. Give us a give us a Venom level in tribute to Tony Todd with some of his voice lines they haven't used. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like they got a lot of the stuff that they can do.
I was kind of like thinking we was gonna see Spider-Man characters in that Astro Bot game. I guess the marketing rights they couldn't do it for whatever reason.
Couldn't do it
But
yet.
they couldn't do it yet. But I'm thinking like what Mars said it like a Resident Evil type level. I think a Yakuza type level, Spider-Man type level. I don't know if I want it maybe in the next game, but maybe DLC I think will be dope as well to continue to push this Astro Bot game along.
Well, and it's interesting too with these that you talk about Mars brought up Lego Horizon and expanding the user base. Sony has been so associated with like cinematic first-person mature adventures since the end of the PS2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
I would
so
say PS3 when they really
but
started.
that's what I'm saying. So end of the PS2 era, but definitely all the way through PS3, PS4.
Yeah.
So not every game. Again, my buddy messaged me. Not every game has to be for bros in their 40s, right? And so I feel like it is a market that they've not traditionally tapped into more universal gaming because I don't even want to call it kids games because Nintendo they push back against this concept. Like games that are friendly for children don't necessarily have to be for children. Like they genuinely can be for everybody. So I think it's an interesting
I view that with Lego
change in
games.
direction a little bit. Yeah.
Nah, because I view that. I agree with that because I view that with Lego games. Lego games to me, I guess it can be looked at as a kid game since it's the simplicity of it all. Mm-hmm. But it's really a fun game to play. Just especially when you play like the Marvel superhero, DC superheroes. Like it's really fun. So
I think PlayStation's issue is that they're always trying to chase a trend. Whether it was their singing app back on PS3, whether
that was rough. That was rough
when they were doing the motion controls, but then they were using it to do like other things of like, oh yeah, they have Wii Sports, we have this sports game, and it's just stuff like that where like every generation they'll go and try to tap into that, which isn't to say it's a bad thing.
Harrison?
But it's at the same time, where's your identity in it? They're PlayStation Smash Brothers, which didn't do well.
All Stars.
So I think they're trying that, or they've tried to tap into another audience. It's just they didn't think about how that was going to come off, where it was like, oh yeah, we have our own Sing version. It's just like, yeah, but what audience is this for? Like, are you going to do a Just Dance as well? Like, I think
they
Astrobot,
did that.
they had
Persona.
something.
They did it for Persona.
Yeah.
I was about to say because the trend, live service games. Everybody was doing live service. What did they try to do? Live service, and it flopped. So, I agree with that. Like Sony definitely follows the trend, and that actually might as well lead us into our next topic. Unless you got us ready, you want to push that back.
No, that's perfect. So Sony on the quarterly call said they were up 184% year over year. Despite Conquered being such a massive flop, and they listed specifically EA Sports FC, which is FIFA for people who don't know, they don't own the rights to FIFA name anymore, and Black Myth Wukong. They said those were the two big quarterly successes that had them up way over projections on the quarter. So, what y'all think about that?
I think Sony is smart about strategic partnerships, even though they get crap for it for some reason. They try to make sure that their platform has good content, because I think at the end of the day, they know that if people are going to buy PlayStations, it's because PlayStation has stuff that they want. And I think Nintendo follows that model, just it looks different. And it's funny because Microsoft's the only one who's ever said that model doesn't work. And so Sony, because probably their live service chasing, they realized that they were going to have a gap in their first-party content for the first time in like a decade since the beginning of the PS4 era. And so they made these strategic partnerships where you have like FF7 Rebirth, you had Black Myth Wukong, I know I'm forgetting Stellar Blade. Yep. They've had a surprise. Like if you were to just take away first-party, third-party, second-party, whatever labels, if you just list the games that came out on the systems this year, and again, it's going to sound like I'm harping on Microsoft, but it's just a good example. So like Microsoft pushed Avowed into next year with a claim that they want to give people's backlog a breather. But really the only thing they released up until the fall was Hellblade. And so now they're pushing Avowed back, and then you look at everything Sony released until this point, and it's just crazy. Genuinely, they've had a good year. Even Nintendo stuff has been pretty decent this year. I picked up Mario and Luigi Brothership, and despite IGN calling it a 5 out of 10. That's like Alien Isolation all over again, bro.
Is it that bad? Because I don't play
no,
3D Mario games.
Actually, all the other reviews. all the other reviews are saying it's one of the best Mario and Luigi games. Like, 3 outlets gave it under 7 out of 10, and it was like Destructoid, IGN, and GameSpot. I think it was GameSpot. I don't know, but like
GameStop and IGN giving bad reviews isn't nothing new for me.
Exactly.
IGN said it ran like it had the worst performance on Switch of any game in a long time, and no, it doesn't. It frame stutters a little here or there, but it's barely noticeable. I was gonna say Pokemon Scarlet and Violet release, you're gonna call this the worst performance? Okay. But so Sony being up,
being bad.
Yeah, Sony being up doesn't surprise me because they are very strategic about what they do, and the partnerships I feel like to fill in that gap proves it. Like they've knocked it out of the park this year.
Yeah, I'm just gonna echo everything that Joel said. I mean, Sony's been up, like they're the best, and they continue to show that they're the best. Constantly they deliver the best games. They've had a great year in terms of console sales and hardware sales. Like I think this has been the year of Sony, even when everybody felt like it was gonna be a down year. Like honestly, no, you can say it's been a down year because there was a lot of missteps with the fail of the live service, Concord, Factions 2, Spider-Man multiplayer game didn't come out, all that. So you can definitely say it was definitely a lot of missteps, but I'm not gonna call it a failure because they won hardware. Consoles, PS Portal worked. The Pro's been a success. Like,
it's funny because people like to harp on what Sony does, as in who is this audience for? Why are they releasing all this product? And yet month after month, it's the top accessories, their controller and the Portal, number one system. Games are selling like crazy, and it's like I don't understand how people go into this negative route of it, of specifically the IGN crowd, where they're like, games aren't selling, we have to try a different format. Look at what Phil's saying. It's like, why are we repeating this when gaming as a whole is doing great? Nintendo's not sitting there going, you know what, we shouldn't make games anymore because it's not working. We should go sell our game on a refrigerator. No, their games sell like crazy. Like, what are we talking about?
I mean, it's almost like people, when they talk about Sony and live service failing, it's like they forget that GT7 is still charting years later. They forget that Helldivers is over 14 million copies sold, which is the 3rd highest selling game of the year. So it's like, are we forgetting that Helldivers is a live service Sony first party owned IP? Like,
I didn't play it. I didn't play it because like it just wasn't for me. Yeah, I've heard everybody.
Yeah, that's the one thing they didn't bet on. They talk about $40 live service doesn't work. Helldivers was $40.
they put all the money into Concord, and Helldivers like, whatever, let's go Super Earth.
So I want to ask a question. I want to ask a question about that real quick between Helldivers and Concord, because I played the one, I didn't play the other.
Helldivers is great, for the record.
I know everybody tells I've seen the clips, but that's why I'm actually gleaning the clips, the streams, the TikTok. Is it because that's so successful because of that alone that people have found so much great entertainment into creating all these weird things with Helldivers versus Concord, which is supposed to be their PlayStation version of Overwatch?
Well, and I think Helldivers has an element because Friendly Fire is always on, right?
Yeah.
And so I think it has this kind of chaotic element that Concord and other hero shooters don't have. Like when you watch an Overwatch clip, it's not what chaos happened. It's, oh, look at this amazing shot I made. Helldivers, I'll call in a freaking stratagem and all hell will break loose. Half of my team might die, and I'm just standing there doing like an emote. Like, these all sort of, you don't know what's going to happen half the time. A bug comes out of nowhere and knocks your guy halfway across a map or something. So there's that chaotic element where it's fun to play with your friends while also it's fun to share what happened. And I think it's one of those rare games where both are true. I feel like a lot of the times it's not necessarily both. Like single-player games, you see glitches like Skyrim. You know, you get hit by the giant, get sent flying. That's a great clip to share, but it's not a game you can really play with friends. Whereas this is one of those games where it has that kind of chaotic element and the entertainment side where it's fun to share everything going on with other people.
Okay.
It's one of them games that's like I'll say like a GTA or like a 2K where when you playing with friends, it's so much random shit that happens that you just really never know. Like when I get on 2K, I don't know if we gonna win 10 games straight or if JD gonna get his ankles broke and we gonna lose the game. Like I just really don't know. Every time I don't know. And that's the fun of it. Helldivers, you don't know if you're gonna make it out on that ship or somebody gonna drop a stratagem at the wrong time and kill everybody. It's just so
Hey,
random.
Shout out JD. Shout out
Shout
JD,
out my boy.
bro.
It's just
And Helldivers is a fun game to play with randos, which isn't always true.
Yeah,
like a
that's
lot
true.
of times it's better if you play with your friends. That's
you go.
genuinely a fun game to just drop in and see what happens.
yeah,
I call it the dumb element, where it's just a dumb game.
yeah.
Because the stupidest things will happen in Helldivers, and it just makes you laugh. Like even the cutscenes you get introduced to, the whole
Yeah.
intro to the game is hilarious. One of my favorite
Really
parts
is.
of the game is they do an introduction to how you play the game. You know, the obvious stuff. Here's how you shoot. Here's how you jump. This, that, and the third. And then they show you how to heal. And it goes, yeah, walk up to this machine real quick. And you're like, okay. And you walk up to it and you get stabbed in the chest. It goes, now heal. And you're like, oh my god. The game is just hilarious. It's just really funny. It knows what it is from like the cutscenes and the inner dialogues. And then when it drops you in and you're like, yeah, I got this. And you're like, no, you don't. Like, you don't know what's going to happen.
all right. That's all. I was curious about that because honestly, I forgot that Helldivers came out this year, and I remember when you talked about it, I remember like Helldivers had a lot of people in a chokehold. Like that was the hottest game. When did that come out? Early 2024.
February. Yeah.
February. That had
March,
everybody in
yeah.
a chokehold probably till near the start of the summer. Like that was a really big game. That everybody was playing online. Like no matter, like even the people who wanted to hate it really couldn't hate it because it was that just and the clips had me laughing, and I didn't even play the game. Like they were hilarious.
I feel like a lot of the games, I feel like most of the games that came out this year, because much like it was the last 2 months, them first 3 months of the year, it was just like, it was just everything back to back to back to back. You had Grand Blue Fantasy, Suicide Squad, Helldivers, Infinite Wealth, and Street Fighter, Tekken.
Dude, and it's going to happen again in 2025.
Yeah,
February.
man.
It's a good time to be a gamer.
What's coming out in
Fact.
February? I know Assassin's Creed, Monster Hunter, what
Battle,
else?
Monster Hunters,
Yakuza.
Yakuza,
Yeah, Pirate.
Majima.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Avowed.
Avowed, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's enough right there. That's 4 games right
And then
there.
and then they saying March might be stacked with games too. So
Yeah.
whew.
So I think like Helldivers is a great example. Like the thing about Sony, you're right. They chase trends, but they do. I mean, they find quality a ton, right? Like out of nowhere, Helldivers was a hit. Like I'll give them at least credit for putting out a ton of stuff and
Yeah.
at least trying to put out like they put out games. If nothing else, they put out games.
Yeah, I don't think anybody can ever deny that Sony, they at least attempt. They'll have some mistakes and they'll have some bombs that'll come out, but they will at least try some different shit. They'll try.
Like I know Concord gets crapped on a lot, and I understand
it was an attempt.
but they
It
still
was an
exactly
attempt,
they
but
still
it wasn't
tried.
a good attempt.
Yeah,
Like it's
it
A
was.
for effort. It's like the A for effort. It's like when you're the student in class, I gotta give you an F, but A for
Yeah.
effort.
So like
Yeah.
the thing is, like when some studios try to make a game, whether it's Square Enix with their Styrofoam game or the Hellblade developers who did that 4-person co-op game, like the games aren't good.
Oh,
They're
you
just
talking
not
about
good games.
was it Bleeding Edge?
Bleeding Edge.
Leading
So-
edge, yeah.
So there's some studios who will try to do something different, and the game just isn't good. While ignoring the characters of Concord, the combat was really good in Concord.
It
So
was.
there's like this polish that Sony does with their studios, and it just sucks because you look at these other studios who are honestly trying. Or in other situations, they're being told by their publisher or their owner, like, you need to do something different because we're not really doing too well as a whole. We got to try to grab something else, and it just sucks because I'm not going to fault Sony for trying. Like they tried, like Destruction All Stars, they tried. The
Yeah, I
game was
remember that.
okay.
I remember.
Game
that.
was okay, but that game's still alive.
I forgot that game existed.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was free.
Yep,
It-
PS Plus.
Free.
It's in my library.
Wait,
I just never
it
turned
wasn't.
it on.
It wasn't supposed to be free.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a
originally.
launch title. Yeah.
That
Yeah, it was-
that don't change nothing. It was free
Yeah.
and it died.
Yeah, it died quick, like in and out.
It's real quick.
Like I don't even think that died quicker than Concord. That was probably a 3-day death, honestly.
Did it ever live? Is really the question.
I mean, look, it's
No.
still playable. So I mean, look, at least it's still playable. They can say that it's still running. The servers are still up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's so confusing because I thought they would at least, put Concord on PS Plus or something. Like
That's what I thought. I think that might have been the best move if you really wanted to keep this game alive. And like, I get it. Like, it was $40. It was really cheap. But like, and like, I'm just speaking from my perspective. It wasn't a seller to me because you had no campaign. I didn't care. Like, you gave me no reason to care about these characters.
That's true.
But if you was gonna have me play this, especially with Gutter, Mar, Joe, Sunny, Speed, JD, whoever, it was probably the best decision to put this on PlayStation Plus and make this a free game. When everybody was on the beta because it was free and available. Wait, was the beta free and available?
On PS Plus and Steam for pre-orders.
Yeah.
I remember you originally had to pre-order it to get the beta because that's how you gave me a code when you pre-ordered it.
Yeah.
I think eventually they made it free for if you just
there was an open beta afterwards. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, it's a successful game. It just $40 just to play that, especially with no campaign. I'm sorry, it wasn't a seller to a lot of people.
Yeah, and that was the thing. That was the thing too. That's a good point. When that first trailer came out, you kind of felt like, okay, they giving us a nice sci-fi campaign. Like, that's what it looked like. Even when they made the second trailer, it was like a story trailer showing like the story of the game, and they showed the characters like in the bar getting surrounded by all of these like vigilantes, and you thinking, damn, they going on this epic space adventure, and then you get the game and it's just online only, no single player, and it's just like, damn, how they fumbled it that bad.
And they kind of, and they also
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
that's what I thought it was originally supposed to be. It was going to be PlayStation version of Guardians of the Galaxy, what kind of got me excited. And then they just they all end up saying like, hey, like there's a story, but it's through the cutscenes, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna give a fuck. It's a random new cutscene every time you open up the game, and it's just supposed to be like story about the characters. I'm like, yo, this is not going to work for me. I'm sorry. So, like, it's unfortunate. Again, I predicted it was going to not flop or die. I predicted success early on. Come New Year's, you'll probably make it to the first season character, then drop in numbers. I didn't expect 2 weeks.
It's crazy the plug got pulled quicker than Kill the Justice League. Like, out of the two, like
that's still, they're gonna make it to the end of this first season.
Oh my gosh!
And then they're pulling the plug on that.
But that's, I would have expected Concord to at least get through a certain amount, not like, well, this was a mistake. Which is funny because Sony is not afraid to make, like, for all the stuff we crap on, like, again, the PS Portal, it's really good. Right? Like, these things that everyone's like, man, what is Sony doing? We wind up buying them. We wind up loving them. So this has to be something truly unique that they saw in the numbers for them to pull the plug on Concord. Like,
I mean, yeah, when you look at the numbers, like, Suicide Squad at least sold over 1 million copies, and it's still a top seller of the year. It's just that. Yeah, it did. If you look at the sales charts, it's still one of the top selling games of the year. It's just the fact that Warner Brothers over projected the game so badly. And it cost over 400 million, not 400. It was like, I think they said they lost. They said they lost 400 million on the game. I don't know if that's how much it cost, but they said between that and what was the fighting game they put out?
MK?
No, not Mortal Kombat.
No.
The WB fighting game. What is it called?
Yeah, I forget what it's
the
called.
Smash Brothers
Multiverse.
clone. Yeah, Multiverse.
Multiverse.
They said between Multiverse and Suicide Squad, they lost $400 million.
Which is actually doing well right now. Multiverse is actually doing well.
You're telling me that putting LeBron James in a fighting game didn't immediately make it sell $100 million?
I'll get back to Multiverse in a sec. It just, I actually liked Multiverse when it first dropped.
It's just funny that they took the worst Looney Tunes or Space Jam sequel, you know.
Yeah, that didn't work. But to the Concord thing in the Suicide Squad, I think what killed Concord when they saw that. And I don't like bringing up these numbers. What's them Steam numbers everybody tend to bring up? The one where like most active.
Well, let's just talk about what it sold. The game sold just under 16,000 copies.
That's Concord?
Yes, the total numbers on the sales.
16,000? Yeah.
It's under 16,000. It was like 15,000 and like 600 or something like that.
And that's in like 16. 2 weeks. Compared to Astrobot in 9 weeks does 1.5 million.
Yeah.
So Sony on the same conference call said that they are committed to one high quality AAA exclusive starting 2025. So
is that one a year or
no? They said at bare minimum it'll be one a year going forward. So what do
A
y'all
major
think?
release.
Yeah, major
I-
release.
But before you go on to that, the CEO of PlayStation also said they should have had the game out sooner, the Concord, to get a better reaction versus a month prior.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so like they spoke, I forget when they spoke, like Herman Hulse or somebody mentioned how their strategy, I forget if this was like at a whether he announced it at a meeting or if it was one of those shareholders meetings, they mentioned how there's a lot of games that they have and they feel that just announcing it and making people wait years is just not the strategy. So they're just going to surprise announce them, which works for games like Astrobot because it's single player.
Mhm.
If you surprise announce, hey, Concord is ready to come out this year in 2 months, or I forget if it's like 2 months or 3 months, it's like we don't even know what the game is. Like you're just showing us a trailer. We don't know how the game plays, and the next thing you know, we get one beta like within like a 2-3 week time span, and then the game comes out a few weeks later. It's like that's not enough time. That's not enough time to judge the basis. That's not enough.
They have
do
another
anything.
one coming out. They have another I think live service multiplayer game coming
They have a-
out.
they have
Oh yeah, like the
few.
weird like
Marathon, I think it's
looking
called.
one.
Marathon.
There's
yeah.
Marathon's one, and then we're supposed to be happy about that because
Oh,
it's
the
Bungie.
Fair Games Extraction.
The
Shooter,
Fair
too.
Games is the
Yeah.
other one,
I
which
forgot about that one.
if it's anything like
Is that supposed to be
um,
like payout or something like payback,
Like
whatever that
Payday.
is.
Payday.
Payday. Thank you, Payday.
Yeah.
Better.
That's what I assume it to be, like a third person Payday.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Which
I
has
don't know.
potential. Like that's a good gameplay loop.
I mean,
if they nail it.
that's a market that's not tapped on console either. Extraction shooters. I don't think it's an extraction shooter on because Tarkov is not on Conquer. There's only. I mean,
What
I
was
said
it? What
Conquer,
about
good
Rainbow
Lord.
Six? What about Rainbow Six Extraction? Was
I
that
like. I
extraction shooter?
actually enjoyed Extraction.
Extraction?
I put a lot of hours into it. It was pretty good. I just think that it shouldn't have been called Rainbow Six. It should have been something completely different.
'Cause
They
I
failed
didn't
by
like that
calling
at
it
all.
Rainbow Six.
I didn't like that at all. I like Rainbow Six. I ain't like Rainbow Six Extraction.
See, that's what I'm
But,
saying. Like, if it was called
yeah.
something else, I think it would have did a little bit better. But
because they
back-
were chasing the
but-
trend of Left 4 Dead. Like that's another, oh, we're gonna go and shoot zombies, creatures type of thing. It's like no one plays these games anymore. They're dead.
Back for Blood. Black for Blood tried to do it. It did not work well.
trash,
Dead.
trash, trash. That game
but-
definitely belonged on Game Pass, and I'm glad it was on Game Pass.
Back to the topic. I don't know how I feel about 1 year. I think I prefer 2 a year if we're going to AAA single player.
But that was
Cinematic.
minimum.
Yeah, he
that
was
was
just
minimum.
he was just
Okay,
saying
okay.
at minimum there will definitely be one AAA game.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, but so because I saw that and everybody was having conversation on what could be that 2025 first big AAA game. A lot of people out of the excitement thought Ghost of Yotei. It could be. I don't think Ghost of Yotei is going to be there yet. I think it might be Death Stranding 2 since it's been. I think this is like Kojima's last game for PlayStation. Then he's going to work on those Xbox games he got paid for.
Well, he got the
It's
other
one.
PlayStation game, the stealth game.
Yeah, he's going back to espionage.
Espionage. Okay. So he's got this, and they got an espionage game. Again, I don't know what Death Stranding. Again, Kojima don't be telling us shit, so we don't be seeing anything but trailers till that don't explain shit. So there's that. So I don't know what new is going to be in Death Stranding 2 outside of a new location, new characters. Ghost of Yotei. When did Ghost of Tsushima 1 come out? 2019?
2020.
2020 before pandemic or during pandemic?
It was July 2020. It was
July.
during the pandemic.
Yeah.
During
It came out
pandemic?
the same year as Last of Us Part 2, right?
Yeah, they came out like a month apart or something like that.
Yeah, no, I remember
yeah.
that. No, because Tsushima. Yeah, I remember that because Tsushima
Tsushima
came
was
out
my
with
game of the year, not
was,
Last of Us Part 2.
Mhm.
because Rebirth, not Rebirth, Remake came out the same year, so
Yeah.
I remember that.
Right.
I don't know. I think Ghost of Yotei might be like that summer game, or at least like that early summer game. I don't
They
know if
still
it's gonna
got to
be
tell
that
us the
spring.
scale of Yotei because we don't even know if it's going to be a full
That's why-
experience or like a Miles type experience.
That's also
No,
why I
it's
didn't
gonna be.
think
This is a full sequel. This is a full sequel.
it is a full sequel. But
I mean, not
think
sequel, but it's
it is
Okay,
technically-
Sorry, go ahead.
if it's a full
technically it is
game, if it's
sequel.
a full game on the same scale of
but
the
from-
first one, then that changes a little bit.
Because from what I saw from the trailers and what I've been reading is that they added like a lot of new weapons. Like weapons, there's a new bounty hunters type system.
No,
where-
Wolverine ain't coming next year. We can put that to bed.
yeah, not Wolverine coming out until like
That's
2026.
2026. Yeah.
2026 at best, bro. I think Yotei is definitely gonna be a full scale type game. I don't think it's gonna be Miles. I think a lot of people will be pissed if it's like Miles, unfortunately, because that was the whole argument with Miles. It could have been DLC. It should have been DLC. It could have not been DLC. It is what it is. But no, I think you're going to get like a full gaming experience out of Ghost of Tsushima. I just don't know if it's going to be a March game. They just revealed it. That's the thing. That's why I'm like, they revealed it, so we know that it's cooking. But is it going to be ready by the time March pull up?
It's November now. No, I don't know if it'll be a March game.
No, probably not March. I mean, I could see summer again for this type of game. And Sony has done a lot better at not announcing a game more than, say, about a year out. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe summer, even late summer, maybe September-ish. I bet you I wouldn't be surprised if they had something for next winter and they just haven't said it yet.
That's what I think.
I think next winter, I'm going to go out there on a limb. Next winter, I think we'll get more information on Wolverine, but they'll have to go crazy on the pro to make sure it's ready by next winter. But I'm trying to think of like what else did they show us in previous showcases that they haven't talked about.
They really haven't. I mean, they have the multiplayer, the fair games thing, and Marathon. Oh, Marathon. Maybe Marathon's the winter release. I don't know. But
you're fizzing up. You're fizzing up, bro. You sound like T-Pain, bro. You sound like T-Pain, bro. Reboot.
But pick up where Joe's saying. I think Marathon might be one of the live service games. I was thinking
Marathon
maybe
is on every console though. So do you think they
every console?
Yeah.
I didn't think that was. I didn't know.
Yeah, they aren't making Bungie Go exclusive.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's confirmed for Xbox and PC all day one.
I mean, what are the chances? I'm shooting here from the hip. What are the chances we get more information on Kodar, and that could possibly be the game?
That's a
I don't know.
I know it's in limbo. It's in purgatory right now, but I don't know what the situation. Last time I checked, one of the developers left or some shit like that, and they're all over.
Yeah,
but
I wouldn't hold your breath because wasn't that? I'd have to look. It was like connected to Aspyr, ASPYR.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
to go to another studio. Who knows?
I give Sony enough credit, given the last 15 years, that even if it's just Death Stranding 2 and Yotai next year, it could just be that.
What's that trash company? What's that trash company that own all the game companies that we always talk about?
Group.
Yeah, that's who owns KOTOR. So I mean, they got to work with Sony. Yeah. So at the end of the day, I don't really know what's going on. They are horrible.
But so I think I wouldn't be surprised if maybe next year we get more information. Like
he said, Pragmata. I ain't heard that name in a long ass time.
I'm about to say Pragmata was announced.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
But I think last time we heard about that, they said like, hey, it's still coming, but we cooking, and it's not ready yet to be showed. So
the one game I want is basically dead, and I don't even remember what it's called anymore. You're that little boy going through snow and hunting things, and it showed an old man like taking a shit. No one knows what I'm talking about?
Nah, I have no clue, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I feel like you need to find that answer, otherwise this just got weird.
It's not weird. It's 100% a trailer that Sony showed at their event.
I don't know what game.
It was so
what?
good. It's a little guy. I kind of looks like claymation, not really. And he's hunting and he's fighting animals, and it shows like he has like a master or something, and he's coming back to him, and he's just like, yeah, go back out there and kill something.
What was that 2019 showcase?
I forget, but I know that the last thing that got updated, that studio itself was asking for funding. So it looks like Sony stopped funding them because I think they just weren't happy with what the results they were getting. So now they're on their own.
It might be called Wild.
I don't think so.
Oh, with amnesia, but I don't think that's it.
I asked AI. I asked Copilot.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta look into that one, Mark. I'm trying to think. I can't find that, Mark.
Oh yeah, they did leave Embracer Group.
Oh,
okay,
Kodar?
Embracer Group sells KOTOR remake, but who owns the
Wild
obviously
Studio?
Disney, so yeah.
Yeah,
you're right, Omar. You're right.
You might as well give it to fucking 2 Point. Let them do it.
Listen, all I'm saying is this, man. Long as I get my Yakuza, my Pirate in Hawaii, and listen, Sony, if y'all don't got nothing for the end of the year, y'all know who to turn to. Cut the check, throw the money, Killer Bean, PS5 exclusive, DualSense features, adaptive triggers, haptic feedback. Put the money, cut the check, save the year. I'm telling you, save the year. That's all you gotta do. If
I
y'all ain't got
think that game is going to be very successful.
It
More
is.
successful than people
a
realize.
Killer
but
Bean roguelike? Come on, man. That game is destined to win as soon as it's done.
I'm trying to think. So like, and DS2 and Ghost of Yotei ain't. That's actually great. That'd be great for Sony in 1 year. Like those are two big heavy hitters. One has got the Kojima name behind it. And one was a very successful game that came out in 2020.
Yeah.
So and that's very and one of like they're both very highly anticipated games. And I think they kind of win. I think gamers win the best of both worlds when they come to that. Because I'm not the biggest Death Stranding guy, but I'm definitely gonna be playing Ghost of Yotei, and I know people who are gonna be playing both. So,
And they'll probably have like some sort of smaller project or two, like Helldivers 2 and Astrobot, right? This year, like there may be something along those lines next year.
I think we're going to probably get DLC as well from other games. I won't rule out a Final Fantasy Rebirth DLC. I mean, we got Integrate, so for remake. So I won't rule out any type of DLC from any exclusives.
Because what Rebirth needs is more content.
Rebirth does need more content. Yeah.
Oh,
The game is called Little Devil Inside.
Little Devil Inside? Okay.
Okay.
That was nice.
I don't know. Listen.
Based on the description, I need to look up this game now. Just to...
Yeah,
I
gotta check it out.
somebody could show it on stream right now, and I'm not kidding. There's an old man taking a dump.
Oh my god.
Yeah, see, that makes me not want to show it on stream.
You don't see it. That's not a real. It's a game. It's not a real person.
My podcast. Let's go to podcast. If I do, he gonna get hit, not me.
No, go ahead. Twitter ain't gonna flag me for nothing.
All right, hold on.
Let me pull it up. Go ahead.
I'm good.
Give me a sec. Let me sec. Yeah, let me sec.
You don't see it. You just see an old man in the bathroom. He's taking a dump.
Hold on, I'm googling.
Listen, I want to know what's
We
going
have been on this
Why he
a little
looking this
long.
up? Why he looking this up, man? I want to know. I want to update on Wonder Woman. I want to update on the Iron Man game. I want to update on the Black Panther game.
I want that.
Oh, Black Panther and Captain America comes out next year, right?
Yeah, but I'm talking about the Black Panther game that EA is making. They're making a standalone Black Panther game, open world. I want to update on that.
Can y'all see it?
Yeah, I can see it. Says watch stream. Let me where my mouse go?
I see it's him running. Yeah, it's like, oh god.
Yeah, because I don't got my dual monitor set up right now since I had to
Alright. We can see it.
All right. I think I remember seeing this. Is this is really dead, Mars? This is a dead game now?
Yeah, or it's basically dead.
Yeah, I remember seeing this at the I think it might have been one of their showcases, like the last big one they did.
Second I saw this, I'm like, I gotta get this game.
Why?
I can't believe they.
It looks good.
This actually looks interesting. I can't believe they killed this. This seems like this would be interesting.
Sony didn't kill it. The studio themselves announced how they need funding, and so now Sony's from the looks of it, Sony is no longer funding them.
Oh damn! So they on their own.
Yeah, it looked like it could have been interesting.
Beep. Looks so good.
And you'll never see it again.
That's the old man.
That'd be the worst. That'd be the worst when you see a game. That'd be the worst when you see a game that'd be fun.
Goodbye.
Watch, look. Plop.
Oh my god, bro! Get this off my screen, dog. Stop watching, bro.
I wasn't kidding. I wasn't kidding.
Oh my god. But like I said, Xbox got another game coming out next year. What's that game with the black girl was hunting in the woods? That Deep South.
Yeah, it looks so good.
South of Midnight. Yeah. Boy, yeah, I'm gonna get my white Series X for that. I'm gonna get my digital Series X for that one. I'm gonna get my digital Series X for that one.
I think I got some news on that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know the best place to play it is going to be on PC Game Pass because they hate the Xbox now.
The best place to play it going to be on my all white digital Series X next to my Pro.
The best place is going to be when it comes to PlayStation. So.
Oh my god.
Oh.
But I actually have news on. I got some news on that.
Thoughts and prayers to my boy Steven. All right, go
ahead. It does come out 2025. They have a premiere November 12, 2024. A documentary where we explore the vision, art direction, music, gameplay, and talent behind our upcoming action adventure. This was from Compulsion Games, so this is on their Twitter account. So
what game is that? South of Midnight.
South of Midnight.
Yeah.
Weaving Hazel Journey, a South of Midnight documentary. Yeah, That's what it's called.
Yeah, I need that.
That game in the cutscenes had a lower frame rate style to give it that kind of like weird movement. The only problem I had with it was it didn't look the same during gameplay. Like that kind of disconnect, I hope they can resolve somehow.
I mean, listen, it's Xbox. What Xbox game looks the same during gameplay? Realistically,
Well, I mean in terms of style. I don't mean graphical level. I'm talking in terms of just storytelling style and visual style.
Sonny to defend himself.
Listen, we think Fable gonna look like that when the game come out. Do we think State of Decay 3 is gonna look like that when the goddamn game? No, it's not.
Damn, I thought that game already been out. I thought that game got announced in 2020. Damn, that game ain't out yet.
Listen, what was that game that looked so good and then it came out and it did not look nothing like the trailer? It was a Russian game, I think. That was one, but it was a Russian game that was on Game Pass. You know what I'm talking about?
The day before.
Stalker? Is it Stalker?
No, not Stalker. It was a Russian game. It was on Game Pass.
Oh, Atomic Heart.
Yes,
Atomic Heart. Yeah, it's Atomic Heart. Yeah.
That game got downgraded so bad. I was like, what the hell, bro?
Since we're talking about Xbox, are we gonna go back and talk about Death Stranding on Xbox?
Oh, I think I did have that on the list. But if y'all want to talk, I personally never played Death Stranding. I'm not interested in it. But if y'all want to talk about it,
I got this to say about Death Stranding since I played like 2 hours of it on the director's cut when it came to PlayStation 5.
I want to hear this. So, what did you think about the 2 hours you played?
I never played it. Honestly, I think story. It is a very confusing. Again, for my 2 hours, I was very confused of what the fuck was going on. That doesn't that doesn't mean that it was bad. It's just like I was like literally confused. It was like watching Christopher Nolan. It was like watching a Christopher Nolan spy thriller. Like you just be confused as fuck at some point. And the gameplay wise, it's just not for me.
I was about to say, just tell me about the gameplay. I just want to know about the gameplay.
Gameplay, it's not for me. I'm not trying to be disrespectful with Kojima or this game. It might, because I know people who played it and enjoyed it. It's just being an Amazon driver ain't for me.
Have you beat the game, Mars?
I got pretty far in it. I forget what happened. I have a lot. I know it's more than 2.
All right, so tell me, in all the hours you played of this game, what's the ratio of like walking to like doing anything else, like combat or like what's the ratio? What would you?
So it's a little confusing because the trailers allude to you doing these shooting missions. I don't want to spoil it, but like you do these shooting areas.
Man, that game old as shit, man. Spoil it.
No. It's not that. I meant like spoiling your view of like how the game is supposed to be played. And so it has a massive open world. So all I did was run around and just deliver packages. And
you're playing as a UPS guy.
The ratio is 98-2. That's the ratio.
Like Mars, stop being nice and just say you're playing as a UPS guy.
Can I finish? So
you're wearing brown as well already. So you can just
hey, let Mars finish, man.
Why are you hating on my shirts on a weekly basis?
I'm gonna listen to him, bro. Let me listen to Mars, man.
So if you just don't care about the missions, you could just do that and just not give a shit. But if you keep doing the campaign, you get to a point where you get weapons, and then you bring those back with you basically to do it in the regular areas. So it's very confusing. It's a Hideo Kojima game. It's confusing.
Let me put it like this: it's not for everybody. It's just
exactly. You have to connect with the feeling of the game. It's not just about gameplay with that. It's about walking into a new
60-40. Yo, RM is lying, bro. Mars, Mars, please. Let me go back to Mars real quick. Mars, just if you have to put a ratio, just put a ratio on the amount of your personal experience. How much combat did you do during the game compared to how much walking? Was it 70-30? What would you think? 90-10?
60-40, because you can fight people, and then you get to upgrade your items to fight other people. I don't know what you want me to do. Like I'm answering you, and you put your head down.
That ratio must go up in the end game because I got like halfway through it.
2 hours in, I was like, I just held my breath and walked.
It's a good game. Again, you have to feel something when you walk into a new area and you see this before you, and it's about connection. It's about connecting people together, and so that theme, feel, everything comes together for an experience unlike many other video games, and it's amazing for the people who connect with it. I fell off, I admit, because I just couldn't keep going. Let
me say this. And I usually don't want to say this because I hate this terminology. This is a type of game that is probably best to be watched. It's one of those games that's like, yo, bro, I might just put it on YouTube, watch it. Because story-wise, it seems like it has an entry story. It has top-tier actors in there. The voice acting is dope. The mocap motion is dope. it seems like, and Kojima is very good with the pen when it comes to the writing. That he seems it's confusing as fuck, but I think as you get deeper in the story, it starts to make sense of shit. It's just like, yo, it's not for everybody with the whole walking, and you gotta hold your breath, and you gotta talk to a baby, and then you got random shadow black creatures from the deep sea attacking.
I love that part. That part's
like,
great.
That is an interesting part because it adds like a little thrill, like
It's scary.
Yeah, like a thrill side to it. But it's just like, damn, like it ain't for everybody. So when I see, and I know a lot of people on Xbox was talking like, yeah, now we got this on Xbox. I'm like, I'm telling y'all reactions gonna be the same reactions as us on PlayStation. Half of y'all gonna play that, half of y'all not finish it, half of y'all not gonna even touch it after the first 2 hours. It's just
That's like 4 halves.
Yeah, 4 halves. Stop doing math for me right now. Point is, it's just to each your own, to each his own, bro. Like, do what you gotta do. If you want to play the game, play it. But it's
I respect Kojima for making a unique, unified vision of a game, right? And so for the people that connect with it, it's an unforgettable experience. It really is. So this what's great about gaming is there's so many different games and so many different things. It's gonna find an audience, right? Yeah. So we're not hating on it. I know the comments might be implying that. Like we just admit it's not for us.
Because I think a lot of people, when he first announced it, and there are people who have been Kojima fans their whole lives, that they thought it was probably like another version of Metal Gear, just a different version of Metal Gear. It's not Metal Gear in any slight, and I never even played Metal Gear, and I know what Metal Gear is like. It's not for everybody. I know that sounds confusing, but I just know what Metal Gear is like with the spy thriller.
No. You've never played Metal Gear?
No, I've never played Metal Gear. I think my cousin. Yeah, I'm going to pick up the new Metal Gear when it drops because that'll be like my first introduction to Metal Gear. I haven't played a lot of cult classics.
I'm going to block you.
How old are you, by the way, Josh?
26.
Yeah, there's a reason. It's okay.
It's not good enough for me. I'm blocking him.
I never played Twisted Metal, so like go. Yeah, I've had when I tell you I haven't played a lot of the cult classics, like die-hard games that people love from PlayStation. I'm 26. Like most of my PlayStation games are like Sly Cooper, Jack and Daxter, or whatever superhero game that was out during the time. So.
It's just super funny for us older heads when you say cult classics that people love on PlayStation. You're listing games that are like the biggest games in gaming when we were in high school. That's just funny to me.
Like I didn't play.
It's like when a kid is like, you ever seen this cult classic movie Ghostbusters? Right? Like I heard it was really big in the '80s, and that's when I just sit there. I'm like, son of a bitch.
You're old. Yeah, you're old, bro. But like it's like Final Fantasy. Like I didn't play my first Final Fantasy till 15 came out. So it's just
no worries.
like also like certain styles of games for me. Like turn-based was never a big thing for me, so I started getting the Final Fantasy when they moved away from turn-based to action. Metal Gear, maybe because it was an infomature game and my mom and dad wouldn't let me play a lot of infomature games, so they was really strict on that. But yeah, I'm gonna play my first Metal Gear when that comes out next year.
And that'll be a good introduction, I think, to the series for you. It looks like they're doing a good job with the remake.
A lot of people tell me that because of what the introduction with the Solid Snake, the big boss or whatever.
Well, chronologically speaking, it's the first in the timeline.
Yeah, Wolf was telling me. Yeah. Wolf was telling me that because he's a big Metal Gear head. Shout out Wolfgang Mishima. Yeah, it's just like for Death Stranding again. I think it's. If you want to play it, I'm not hating. If you want to play it, give it a shot on Xbox. You might like it, you might not. I can't tell you what, because I'm telling you like an honest opinion. Like usually I'll give you an honest opinion about.
Y'all still talking about Death Stranding?
Yeah, we about to.
Where you been,
bro? I've been reading articles, bro. I've been reading articles.
On Death Stranding? Face. Yeah. I saw his face of defeat.
I mean,
he saw something.
I've been
he
reading
was like, nah.
plenty of articles. One article said the first 10 hours there's no combat. Another article said the game takes between 30 and 40 hours to complete, but it depends on how much you want to walk.
Yep.
Another person said, I have 26 hours in the game, and most of it is idle time. There's barely any combat.
There's music in the game.
Another article says
there's
combat in the game, but it's introduced very slow and begrudgingly. Almost if Kojima says, if you want combat, hey, it's here, but we don't care about it, and it's not a focus in the game. Yeah, there's no way there's a 60-40 the ratio of combat in this game. It's just not possible.
I'm telling you.
You can fight people.
You can't. It's like 95 to 5. It's 95 walking.
Listen, You can rob stores in Grand Theft Auto, but are you going to do it for 20 hours? It's there. That don't mean it's a focus.
There's that one weird guy who like just plays that to do that.
They do that. They do. They do.
Drive in Death Stranding. What are you talking about?
You can ride motorcycles and jeeps. And
how many hours did it take to unlock it?
I have
Like
no
15.
idea.
That's not the question you asked. That's not the question you asked. That's not the question you asked.
No, it is. It is, bro. Because if
That's not the question you asked. You
if
said,
it take me 10 hours,
I'm not trying to walk. You get a car.
Okay.
You get a car. You get a motorcycle.
listen,
You know.
let me
you get all
explain
these
something
things.
to you. I started playing Alan Wake 2 today. The first 2 hours of this game, I was doing nothing but walking and putting pieces of paper on the board. I went to GameStop online and I typed in the trade value. I was ready to take it back.
No.
If I gotta
so
spend,
good.
if I gotta spend more than an hour just doing nothing before I can get to the gameplay,
It's
now-
so
don't do that,
good.
Kevin.
now
Alan Wake is a
posted it.
game that has combat.
I posted it on Twitter and people said, yo, I'm telling you, after you get past Saga's first 2 hours, you get to Alan Wake, the combat really open up. I said, all right, you know what? I'll give it a try.
I think that's the
it got a little fun for me, so I'm gonna keep playing it. But
Dude,
if it
that's
takes a
crazy.
couple more hours, bro, they talking about
That
10
game
hours in
gets
Death Stranding.
Crazy.
If they gotta take 10 hours to do something, bro, I'm out, bro.
That is an interesting because I think that
I understand that.
who asked this? I think somebody. It might have been on. Might have asked this. How long do you give a game before you take it back? Like if it's not hitting.
RM, hold up. We're gonna get to your point, Joe. RM said combat focus is heavier at the end. Stop the slander if you haven't even gotten there. The game is 40 hours. How long are we supposed to play to get to the end, to get to the combat focus?
That's like 35 hours without.
You want us to play? Let's just do a ballpark figure and say after 20 hours, the game really opens up. 20 hours of walking?
You can drive.
Stop it.
And
Now
what's
back,
your
to,
rap?
now back to what Josh was saying. What you were saying, bro?
Oh wait, and you take care of a baby. We do take care of a baby.
You build streets. You build roads.
I'm sorry. I'm not. The thing about Death Stranding is it's not we're hating. It is fair critique of like it's the game not for everybody. It is a different type of game. But boy, it is funny like to clown it because it's like it's fair. It's fair though. But Arm mentioned the point about like like it gets to the it starts the fighting action and all that near like the end. I'm like, Arm. Not a lot of people. Most people give a game probably 2 hours, 3 hours max to get capture the interest. If you're telling me a game gets great at the end, that motherfucker is not a great game.
Yeah.
I'm taking that shit. They say that about Forspoken. Forspoken great near halfway through. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm playing about 2 hours of this game. I don't care. I don't care.
You beat the dragon? Did you beat the dragon?
I did beat the dragon. I got to the first major boss of Forspoken, and I was like, yo, dog.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. We cooked Forspoken for that though, because you stay with the first powers you get, the ground powers or whatever it is, where you throwing rocks and shit.
Yeah.
You had that one power for so long that most people assumed the game was gonna be boring as shit. But once you get about 4 hours in and you start unlocking the water powers and the fire power, then you like, damn, this motherfucking combat is crazy. But it took too long to get to the good shit.
Yeah. So you gotta be able to capture people early. Like we're in a microwave era where if you ain't capturing us by the first 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours is my cap.
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And then if you do get me on the 2 hours, it's like, all right, bro, you gotta have something like I gotta be invested in a character. Just I want to see them win. I gotta be invested in something like Dragon Age, for example, got me invested immediately with everything going on.
And it doesn't have to give you everything in that time, but there has to be a hook.
Of course not. Yeah,
like give me a hook to keep me playing. Like I put like 6 hours, between 6 to 10 hours of Death Stranding, and it was a great experience. I'm not gonna say it wasn't, but it just wasn't for me. I fought like the first boss, which was weird as hell, which Kojima. But there's definitely games. Huh?
The octopus looking one?
I thought it was a whale.
I don't know what the octopus.
Like a giant blood whale.
You had to throw grenades. I just know that.
Yeah. But so like there are plenty of games that I've abandoned with I will say, like there are times where even a decent game I wind up falling off much later in a game if it just doesn't keep that hook. So
we got to talk about games that we drop next week, like
yeah,
highly regarded games that we drop.
I might. I don't know if I got regarded, but I might. Outside for Spoken, because I know a lot of people were excited about that.
Dude, I just beat Red Dead Redemption 2 for the first time. Otherwise, it would have been on my list because I played that game. This is my third attempt to get through it just because it's so big. This is the problem with open world games. So big and so much that I fell off. I put over 100 hours in that game and only beaten it once because the first 2 attempts I got like 30 hours in a piece.
I got 2 from the Assassin's Creed franchise, Odyssey and Valhalla.
Yep.
I dropped both Odyssey and Valhalla. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't beat them shit.
Odyssey, I platinumed. I loved that one.
I couldn't do it.
That's fair.
I restarted Odyssey like 3 times, and I stopped at this same exact part too. And it's the part where I don't even find no mom yet. That's the crazy part. I don't even find no mom yet. I stopped the moment I find out that I thought to like that pirate who like that queen of the own island and some shit. It's like after you can leave Athens. It's like after you leave Athens, you go to you do all these random missions, and I stopped there.
It was more than 8 months ago, so I'm not gonna remember anything.
Valhalla, same thing. I don't get far in Valhalla before I stop. So 2 Assassin's Creed games. That's actually a good topic. I gotta make a list for that. So
yeah, we got.
Right, it's gonna be like 80% Ubisoft open world games.
Yeah, for me, yeah.
All right, so the PS5 Pro is out.
Yes,
Impressions, Mars and Josh. I know y'all got it. Jolson, he's a Nintendo, so of course he don't
Fighting
got
the
it.
urge. Oh,
But he probably got 4 switches, but he fighting the urge to get the Pro. But anyway, y'all go ahead.
I mean, trade him like 2 of those switches.
Right.
You got it.
while you guys are talking, I'm gonna go grab my OLED and play Brother Chip.
Oh God, look at what he playing on the weekend.
Mark, you want to go first on the Pro?
Yeah, Mars got 2 of them, so let him talk about why he got 2.
Why you gotta call me out though? Like what's with the pocket watching?
Hey, just
Why
tell
are
the
we-
people. Just tell the people why you got 2, man.
Pocket watching.
No, he pocket watch himself. He be posting it.
He do.
That's true.
He do.
How do I say this? I have 2 because one is like a gift, and so I have one for somebody else. Besides that, I spent from 12 p.m. to about 6 p.m., 7 p.m. trying to get my data transfer over.
Damn.
Because I'm trying to do the return rebuy, where you go to GameStop, you return it, rebuy it with a trade-in, and then get my money back.
Oh, I
And
know what you're
so-
gonna do.
Yeah. So I just been setting mine up all day, and so now it's like officially done. Weight wise, there's a weight difference. It feels lighter.
Yeah.
Oh,
definitely.
yeah. Definitely.
It feels cooler, as in like the heat distribution that's pulling out. I know it's supposed to be like the same or like a little bit less, but I feel like the way it's designed, it is cooler. Besides that, you get an exclusive background, so that's really cool that you get that for like a theme for your console.
Sure.
And I just been re-downloading like all of my games of like that I want to see how they look like, and then making sure that I finished Stellar Blade. And then since I've been playing that this whole time for a whole week, I can't wait to see what the difference is, because apparently that looks good too.
Yeah, everybody's been hyped talking about the Stellar Blade 1. I already beat it. I don't know if I'm gonna go back to it even with the upgrade. If I go back to it, I'm definitely gonna try and get the platinum in there. Zero Dawn.
Expansion. It's got the expansion coming with what's the?
Oh, they got an expansion.
Yeah, they got
It's
an
a
expansion.
collab. It's a collab with another game. What's the game?
Near Automata.
Yeah,
Nier Automata.
yeah. I'm gonna go back to it when they drop that.
Yeah. So Zero Dawn remastered. I know we questioned it, like was it needed? Honestly, I'm not mad at all, bro. For the Pro, bro. I was like, damn, bro, if y'all made this back, I probably like would have just really like enjoyed the fuck out of this game. Like this game's so beautiful on Pro. Dragon Age looks phenomenal. Just on Pro as well. I'm going to try and hit the others: Rise of Ronin, Outlaws, Forbidden West, Rebirth, obviously. I love it. Like everything about what Mar said, I agree with. The weight difference, like, cause I took that shit back to GameStop. That shit was hurting my neck on my back, on my book bag, bro. Like that shit was hurting my shoulder. Like that shit was heavy. Like I didn't realize how really heavy it was. So I put it in my book bag. But like it's so light, especially when I got it from UPS. Like damn, I can hold that shit with one hand. And I officially did surgery on it today. I put my SSD in, cause I had to buy a new SSD, cause I want to actually. Somebody at GameStop got it. If they buy my PS5, they gonna have more
Damn,
space.
you forgot to take it out.
I couldn't take it out. That's the issue.
Why you couldn't take it out? But you had the screws too tight in that joint.
No, I lost it. Well, I don't know. I think I did lose the screw because I was too tight, because I literally could not take that shit out, and I kept googling like, how the fuck I take it out.
Oh, did you strip it?
I think I did. Yeah, I stripped it
Oh,
originally.
shit.
And I just like because I was like, wondering like, how the fuck did I put this in the first time? Because it's been so long. Yeah, so I was like, but it wasn't bad. I actually I think I bought it cheaper at GameStop. They had one like for 110 white SSD, 1 terabyte, and also the Pro coming with a terabyte is a blessing, man. It's so many games.
2 terabytes. Yeah.
Like, dude, like the fact that I could. Oh, is it 2 terabyte on the Pro or one?
Yeah,
Two.
Two? Oh my god, there's so many games I can finally download on here. But nah, it's lit. The data transfer didn't take me as long because I put all my shit to the cloud. So what I didn't do, which I'm mad, is I didn't save my media. So I didn't transfer my media. So all my screenshots of videos I lost, and I'm pissed at that right now.
Apparently, a lot of people were having issues who did have their media, and it was causing issues with transferring to the Pro.
Yeah. So
To the point that they were
either you
deleting their
have-
media library.
Yeah, so either it was a corrupted file or apparently the cache in the Pro is higher, so it wouldn't be compatible with the original PS5. So I spent a good 6 hours downloading and moving photos to see which one was corrupted, to just deleting half, and then it immediately did a data transfer.
Interesting.
So
'Cause I did not know that because I didn't transfer none of my media, but
Yeah.
all my saved datas were there. But I mean, overall, I can't be mad. Overall, it's a great console. Looks beautiful. I get it that $7 is a scary price tag. Like it is like oof. But I think if you depending on where you get it from, the best deal is GameStop trading your old console for it. And they're at retailers. Like if you want one, go get one. They're at retailers. It's still available online. I'm curious everywhere too. Thank you, Mark. I'm curious what other games are going to be pro enhanced. Outside of like the ones that came out earlier.
I'm
later
surprised
this
Final
year.
Fantasy 16 is not ready on launch. That just
I'm about to say, yeah. I think that's going to get pro enhanced sooner rather than later. I think Sparking Zero might get pro enhanced too. I think it's a lot of games that they already announced Call of Duty's getting pro enhanced. I think there are a lot of games that are going to get Diablo. Yeah, I was surprised when I saw Diablo pro enhanced, bro. That threw me for a loop. But
Well, they canceled the score with a gun version because they realized not enough people would care.
like I wonder if like Tekken's going to get pro enhanced.
Hey,
like,
listen, don't feed the trolls. Don't feed the trolls.
Yeah, they have 80 plus pro enhanced games, so like it's kind of insane.
Yeah, so I'm very impressed like with it. I'm not mad at my purchase at all. I very much enjoyed it. They had this thing. I'm trying to figure out where it was. But they have a system setting where you can like get the best output on all your PS4 games. So like they'll do their best to make it look good, make it look smooth, play smooth. So
It's like some AI upscaling. And I can't really see much, but people have been playing Bloodborne with it, saying that it's noticeable while you're playing it.
yeah. So the only thing I haven't done is I haven't hooked it up to my capture card yet. I'm going to probably do that later in the weekend. I have I debated getting an OLED monitor because I want to see like what it looks like on OLED too. So even though I'm gonna wait till Christmas because them jobs be expensive as hell. But overall, like if I had to rank the Pro, give it like a little number, 8 out of 10. I'm not mad. 8 out of 10.
We're not going to do the IGN one where it's like they said it wasn't worth it.
What was that? Like a 5 out of 10? 7 out of 10?
I think it was 7. Yeah, so it's not worth it because. Okay.
How's it not worth it yet? It's a 7 though. That doesn't make any sense.
They just contradict themselves like, the whole time.
I'm not gonna bother. Never mind. But overall, like it's a very good console. The fact that actually it reminds me a little bit like the PS2 Slim. Like I remember that old PS2, like you could just foot in your book back. That's what the PS4 Pro, PS5 Pro reminds me of. Like it's very light. So like I can take this with me if I want. I'm not going to, of course, because it's gonna stay on my crib. But if you wanted to take it with you, say if you go on vacation, you say you go to a friend's house, say if you go to your cousin's crib, your grandmother's house, wherever, you can put that in your book bag. Versus the PS5, where you had to buy almost like a giant ass carrying case for it.
That's so heavy.
Yeah, I like how easy it is to like detach the disc drive. Like how it's just one.
Oh my god!
It's just one simple plug that you just click to it, and then it's just in there. So if you want to take it off the travel or whatever, it's just so easy.
The not even that, like the SSD insertion was easy too, bro. Like getting off the place was so easy. It's like pow, that's it. I feel like it was a little bit more difficult because you didn't want to break it on the PS5.
Yeah.
You didn't want to break those flap looking the face covers. I call them the flaps, but you didn't want to break them because like a lot of people were scared. That's why they didn't do it. This is easy, like because it's it's in a very easy location to get it. All you gotta do is just pop it open, insert it, and you're good to go. So, yeah, I mean, like, man, it's like I can't say none less. I'm gonna be very much enjoying this. I can't wait for um the rest of 2020, not the rest of 2020. Yeah, actually, the 2025 games to come in. So definitely going to be.
Yeah.
I think. Again, I'm curious what other games are going to be pro enhanced. I wonder if they're going to go into that PlayStation category to see if they're going pro enhanced, like some of those like Detroit Become Humans, like some of those others like cinematic games. Because what other games? Because I'm curious. Like there are other PlayStation games I have on here that I would like to be pro enhanced.
So they could do Tsushima. They could
Tsushima
do,
remake. I think Final Fantasy remake, Grand Blue Fantasy.
Grand Blue Fantasy.
Like they're like not only that, but like Prince of Persia: Lost Crown. I think would look great pro enhanced.
Ooh, yeah.
Like Lost Crown was a very beautiful looking game. Cyberpunk 2027, even though it looks great on PS5, could look even better on pro enhanced. Witcher 3, like the list goes on and on. So.
Wukong, December 12th. So I can't wait to get that and play the definitive edition of it. You know, with no frame drops.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. I think Wukong's gonna look great. Mortal Kombat 1, I think pro enhance. There's so many games that like that need pro enhance, or that are gonna look so much better. So
they should have just enhanced Mortal Kombat X instead.
I was gonna say, man, they should have. Yeah, they might as well just go back and do X and 11. Because Mortal Kombat 1, don't even waste their time on that game, bro.
Quick, do you want to give your thoughts on the PlayStation Pro before we move on to that Warner Brothers segment real quick?
I mean, I like it so far. I played Miles Morales, of course. That was the first game I played. It plays really good. So far it's been a lock 60 with the improved ray tracing. So it looks a lot better. The ray tracing looks a lot better. The interiors are just shining different. The particle effects are much more bright. It's just really smooth. Alan Wake 2 has ray tracing now. I think they said originally it didn't on PS5, the base PS5. It didn't have ray tracing, but it looks really good. That's been the best part of the game so far in the first 3 hours. Just looking at it, it looks really good. I played Call of Duty. Call of Duty. I'm not sure if it's pro enhanced already or not. I think that I didn't really see a difference on Call of Duty. I didn't see a difference. I didn't really see a difference on Call of Duty. On 2K, NBA 2K, I played some franchise more earlier. You can see a little bit more reflections on the court. Like
what
now,
about
like
Madden?
I don't play Madden.
Okay.
I have college football. I haven't played that yet, so I don't know.
Yeah, because I got the list up here. Like they got all the sports games pro enhanced. Demon Souls is pro enhanced. Power War, Diablo, Apex, Silent Hill 2. I think Wolf is gonna go back and check that out.
That's a Sony game now. Yeah.
Dragon Dogma 2. Hogwarts Legacy. Oh man, that's probably
I might have to go back
amazing.
and play that.
Yeah, that might look amazing on. I might need to go back and get to play that too.
I still got that. Yeah, I still got it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and play that.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun game. I think it's a fun console. Lies of P. It's Resident Evil 4 and 5 and Village.
They need to go back and do Resident Evil 2 and 3 since they got PS5 native PS5 versions for those games too, with the physicals coming. So they definitely got to go back and pro enhance them. I got Resident Evil 4 and Village on my table. I can't wait to see how they look probably tomorrow. So yeah,
they got Assassin's Creed Mirage. Like again, like Ratchet and Clank, I've heard like looks phenomenal on the Pro.
I don't know
again,
how you can make that game look any better than it already looks. To be honest, like,
that's a fact. But they said it looks phenomenal. Why is that? But overall, like,
is Astrobot Pro enhanced?
No,
I don't think I've seen that yet. Why is that?
Not yet.
Not yet.
They should do that, man.
That's another one. How else can you make that even look any better than it already is? Like Last of Us Pro Enhance, both of them.
Hey, drop that Conquer Pro Enhance patch, man. Please, man. Let me play offline with some bots. Do the right thing, Sony. Do the right thing. Let me get a bot lobby going. Pro Enhance the game.
I realized you bought it physically because
It's right
everybody
there
else
on
that
my
bought it digitally.
It's right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Everybody
Only
that
game
bought it
facing front.
digitally. Everybody that bought it
Yeah.
digitally.
I love the
lost
game.
it.
I'm keeping my shit. I don't know what they talk about. I love my
That
shit.
actually might be a seller item in the future, bro. That's gonna go for some money.
Maybe.
Yeah, right next to discs of Anthem.
They fail Anthem, bro.
I
That
still
game-
have my anthem.
I hope EA uses that same gameplay for the Iron Man game too.
They had some
Yeah.
good ideas in Anthem. Like there's some good gameplay stuff. They just didn't use it right.
Yeah, they had.
Oh,
all
and
the
it had a
games.
glitch. It also had a glitch that could brick your PS4.
Damn, for real.
I heard it. No, I
Yeah,
heard
that
about
was early, like a month in. Like it was bricking some PS4s, not a lot, but some.
Damn.
Yeah. I heard about that. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the pro. I mean, like, yo, if y'all want one, go get one. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Again, ignore what the PC people say because we don't give a fuck. We really don't. Stop pocket watching, y'all. Like it's something
Listen,
coming.
we have the data. We know most of y'all is playing on the most bare minimum aspects, and y'all all don't have 4070s and 4080s. Most of y'all, I can't remember the specific number, but it was like 80% or something like that, have like a 3060. So stop sitting up here talking about all these specs y'all got and all this ray tracing. Y'all can't do half the shit that a base PS5 can do. Cut it out.
Also, stop talking about spec because I don't know what the fuck any of that shit means.
I know, bro. They be talking about DLSS and all. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck. I
was
was
like,
playing the game,
what?
bro. I don't know what that is.
I'm like, all right, what does the game look like when it runs? I don't know what any of that shit means.
Yo, I
And the
got,
video, I'm like, what, nigga, what?
yo, all I know is I got a 4070. That's all I know. That's the only spec I know.
I don't even know what my PC specs are. This was pre-built. I don't know, nigga. I just play Marvel Snap on my PC.
All right, we want to talk about Warner Brothers before we get out of here.
Yeah. Warner Brothers did put out that statement that they're going to be moving back to single player games. The Suicide Squad obviously didn't work out the way they imagined. So one of the games that was talked about being single player was the return to the Batman trilogy, the Batman. What I want to ask the panel is that do you guys want to see return to Batman?
If they're not doing Batman Beyond, keep it. I don't want another Batman game. I'm tired of playing Batman
I would
games.
play the hell out of a Batman
If
Beyond.
it's not
but
Batman
otherwise, I
Beyond,
agree.
keep
Yeah.
it. If we going back to Arkham
want-
with Bruce Wayne, keep that shit. I don't want it.
I want Rocksteady or whoever needs to figure this out. I want a finally good treatment of Superman, like the definitive video game Superman in a way that works. It's one of the hardest things I think for a video game company to crack.
I think it is. I think that's too hard.
That
And I
Superman
would like to
game
see-
that's not called Superman is actually on consoles now.
but the Joel
What are you
point.
about to reference?
No, it's a Superman game, but
Yeah,
it's not a Superman
it's-
game. What's the
I'm
name? I
pretty
have it in
sure-
my Steam library.
I don't know what it's called, but I'm pretty sure it's free.
I have
And
it.
just-
I literally have it in my Steam library. It's a Superman.
Yeah.
It's a Superman game where you play as Superman with all the powers, flying around the city, doing missions, saving people and stuff. But it's not called Superman.
It's on PS5 too.
Yeah, it just
What-
hit just hit console.
So what is it? You both talk about it. You can't name
I'm
it?
about to look at my
I
Steam
can't-
library. on my
I
phone.
have it.
I can tell you.
I
I have it.
didn't-
I can
This is
tell
my
you
first
the
time
name.
I'm hearing of it. This is my first time hearing of it.
But
But
regardless, WB, I like Batman.
Yeah.
I get that Batman does numbers, but no, I like. Give me Green Lantern. Give me
I would
Wonder
take a
Woman.
Green Lantern. Yeah, I would
Give
take
me-
Green Lantern. Yeah, I'll take that if you're not gonna do Batman.
Give me something. Like I know they're gonna put $100 million behind another Batman game and all these other franchises they could do something with. We're just not gonna get.
If you're going to do Batman, because that was going to be my thing. That the rumor was if they do Batman, it will be Batman Beyond, because that was supposed to be possibly the next Arkham game, Batman Beyond, whatever Arkham.
That I would play the crap out of.
Like that, I think a lot of fans, especially the DC fans, are clamoring for Batman Beyond to make a return because he's a character Terry McGinnis is a character that everybody kind of like and love.
Undefeated. That's the name of it. Undefeated.
It's called Undefeated.
Yeah.
Okay. And but also the Joel point to the Superman. I think Superman is truly the hardest game to make because
Yeah, it's not
you can write the fuck out of a Superman game. But as in the gameplay stance, how do you make me feel like Superman's mortally vulnerable? Like how do you make him like that's the thing you can't unless every enemy has kryptonite or he's fighting Doomsday or Darkseid or something like that. So it's a real hard. I don't think we're ever going to get a true Superman game. I think at best we're just going to have to settle with Superman making appearances in game. Now, I would personally think. I think if you're not going Batman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman are definitely two, in my opinion, that you
They
have
just
to
need
go.
to give us an update on the Wonder Woman game.
That I think what's that supposed to be like a live service too, or
No, it's
They-
a single player game using that the same what's the system from Shadow of Mordor? The Nemesis system.
the Nemesis.
Nemesis
Yeah,
system.
yeah.
Yeah.
That actually be looking.
Yeah, it's the
nice.
Shadow of Mordor devs doing it.
Okay, yeah. They gotta give an update. On that.
Monolith.
Yeah, Monolith. Yeah. I think a Superman game. I don't think you could make one fun. Honestly, I haven't played Undefeated. I haven't, but I just don't think Superman would be like a fun. I had Superman Returns. Man.
There was a Superman Returns game that tried to do it where it wasn't Superman who was vulnerable. It was
the city. Yeah.
And that I can understand that. And I will say, if you did more of like the Superman the animated show, where he wasn't like the Superman who could do whatever at all times, like he was more limited, that might be the way to go, where he's more of a subdued power set comparatively, because that is difficult. How do you do speed? There's a reason we haven't had a Flash game. How do you
That's
do
what I was
speed
about to
like
say
that?
too. I don't think
They can pull it off with Sonic now. Like they could pull it off with a Flash game. No.
Well, yeah, ground level heroes work better because you have a defined move set that you can then play in kind of a sandbox, right? So Spider-Man, Batman. There was a prototype of a Daredevil game that was like PlayStation era.
I have it.
I remember that one.
I have it on PC. It's fire.
Insomniac gonna officially cap that off when they do their Daredevil game.
Even Green Lantern had an Xbox 360 game based on the movie that wasn't terrible.
Which was good to me. I enjoyed that
Captain
game.
America. I'm looking forward to Captain America. It's the Captain America 360 game that was like an offshoot of the movie.
Go play that game.
It was legit
Go
good.
play that game. It was literally Batman Arkham, but with Captain America.
It was. You know what? It was fun. I got to throw the shield. The shield throwing was awesome.
It was the movie tie-in.
Listen, man. Personally, man, give me Batman Beyond or Static Shock or keep it. I don't want no Superman. I don't want Flash. I don't want Green Lantern.
They're not going to do it. You know they're not going to do Static Shock.
Think about how dope an open world Static Shock game would be. Yeah, they hate Static. They do hate Static. They canceled his only game.
You know what they'll do? They'll introduce a new black superhero, give him electric powers, and use him instead.
Black Lightning.
Please no. Please no. Static Shock was right there. Static Shock was right there, and they gave us Black Lightning show, bro. Are they serious with that?
They gave us
on the same channel that we grew up watching Static Shock on.
CW.
Yes, yo. They are trash for that, yo.
That was mad.
They are trash. Why do they hate him, yo?
And even I thought at one point they was gonna add Static Shock to that show just for one thing.
Like, do they not see Into the Spider-Verse? Do they not see how big Miles is today? They literally have their own version of that.
They don't care. But I was actually thinking there was more games talked about too. Mm-hmm. So NetherRealm obviously is going. They're not going to probably put out any other multiplayer game unless it's from NetherRealm, which
ain't gonna be no Injustice. I know that.
It's got to be Injustice 3 at this point.
It's probably gonna be Injustice 3. I
talked about that 2 episodes ago.
They said more focus on Mortal Kombat though. So when I hear that, I don't
give a fuck.
I don't think they're gonna do another Injustice, bro. I really don't think they're gonna do it.
Don't give a flying fuck. You're gonna do Injustice because that's what everybody wants. But they also talked about Hogwarts Legacy getting a sequel, which I'm super
that'll get a sequel. Yeah,
I'm super excited for that. There was a couple other games that was going to talk. Like they're moving, kind of like Sony. Like they're moving away from the live service to a more single player cinematic, like what their bread and butter was in the beginning with the Batman Arkham trilogy. Or is that a trilogy? Qualogy?
Yeah, trilogy.
It was 4 games.
Or Origin 2, yeah, but they don't.
The original
don't like that
team
game,
did a trilogy.
It's a trilogy.
They mentioned. Oh, okay. So they mentioned 4 really powerful franchises with significant fan bases in Hogwarts Legacy, Mortal Kombat, Batman, DC Batman in particular, and Game of Thrones.
I don't watch Game of Thrones, so I don't know if they're gonna make. You can probably make a game out of it.
You could do,
you could do an MMO
like
or
a fantasy RPG or something, or like a single player, like a Witcher, Skyrim type game.
Oh, hold up, Allergic just said a good one because they should do an absolute universe trilogy that turns into the Justice League. So I'm a big follower of the comic. The absolute universe has been cooking right now.
Yeah.
I would like that, Allergic. I like the basis of that. I don't know if you could use the absolute universe because it's still too new, but the basis, like, because I think Insomniac is doing that in their own way, like with their potential X-Men, that they're building, to the superhero team. Do that. Here's a Batman game. Well, you don't gotta do a Batman game. You already done Batman game. Make a Wonder Woman game. Do a Green Lantern game. Probably find a way to do a Martian Manhunter somewhere in there. and build your own Justice League game. Just don't
Hey,
make it like
Mars.
Marvel's Avengers.
I
Hey,
read
Mars,
it. I read it.
Sonny-
I read it. I read it.
Sonny says suck
I
it.
read it. I hate you.
Wait, what's Sonny said?
What'd he say, bro?
He said
Sonny's
to
talking
Mars,
shit.
suck it.
Oh my god. Listen, WB, Static Shock or bust, bro. I'm done with y'all,
Look,
bro.
look. I'm sorry.
It's not
You're
that.
forgive me if I'm not excited at the prospect of a Batman game.
Was
where he
Static
makes
Shock
an
in
act
Injustice?
like-
No.
No. Ninja Turtles were, but not Static Shock.
Why?
I don't want a
They
Batman
just-
who
they
makes an
just
act
put-
out of his test symbol.
They
Thank you.
just put Static Shock in Teen Titans Go, bro. They don't fuck with this character.
They had 2
Didn't they
Injustice games and he wasn't in neither one of them.
No, he was
Oh
actually.
my God.
Crazy part is, I would have swapped out Blue Beetle for Static Shock. Person, that's just me.
Wasn't Black
Actually,
Lightning in Injustice though?
Yes, he was the Raven skin.
my
He was the
God,
Raven
bro.
skin.
Oh my god, bro.
Why are you forcing Black Lightning down our throat,
This is
bro?
why I don't fuck with WB, yo. I can't with them, bro. They just keep rehashing the same shit, bro. Like, come on, bro. There's so much other shit they can do. They gonna cause look, we talking about all the stuff we want. We know what's gonna happen realistically. They probably gonna give us a Batman Arkham remake or some dumbass shit.
They're actually gonna do that. I think they're actually gonna do that.
They're gonna go back to Bruce Wayne. They're gonna give us Mortal Kombat 2 and all that dumb shit, man. The WBs don't know what the fuck they do. Outside of Hogwarts Legacy 2, I don't care about none of that shit, bro.
You're not.
They'll
You're
mess
not.
that up too. They'll mess that up as well.
They almost did. Honestly, they almost did with that fucking Quidditch bullshit.
Yeah.
But you're not at least a bit intrigued with the Game of Thrones potential game. I don't watch it. But
I
know
don't like
people
think
Game
that
of
that
Thrones,
has-
so I can't speak
No,
on that too much.
but so that has that like right now, House of the Dragon is the Game of Thrones show that's on, and they have another miniseries coming, and I forgot the name of it. But so there is potential because it would almost be more like because there are fantastical elements, but not a lot of them. So what is that? There's there's that game set in like the Middle Ages where you play just like a random person learn how to actually sword fight. And I'm forgetting the name of it. Sonny, you would know it. I would know it. I know you would in a moment.
Chivalry?
Not Chivalry. It's anyway, there's a sequel coming soon. But anyway, so something like that, where it's more of a realistic-based fantasy setting with maybe some, not a ton of fantastical elements, that could be really good.
I mean, especially if you're going into the single player cinematic storyline, that I think they could deliver on that. That would be something I think, especially people who love Game of Thrones, which we know that there is a fan base for that genre, for that show. Yeah,
The map's literally right behind me.
Yeah, like Joel being one of them. I know people who love House of Dragon. They're definitely going to flock to that game. I'm flocking to the superhero game because I'm a comic book nerd, superhero guy. But yeah, it has to be Batman Beyond. Even if you do a remaster, because a lot of people say do a remaster of Arkham Knight, which still looks great to this day.
Man,
If you do a remaster of the Arkham Knight trilogy, or Arkham trilogy, excuse me, I will buy that still because that is still a great trilogy. But
I
if
mean,
you're
they
going
did for the PS4.
they did do it for the PS4.
Return
But
to
it's all-
Arkham.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Return to but they're going which I did play and beat both of them again.
And you know what? There's going to be a PS5 version. You're going to wind up beating those again, too.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna end up playing them. But if you're going to do something new Batman wise, it has to be Batman Beyond.
yo, this shit is such a layup, bro. You would think the companies would just use their common sense at some point, yo.
They gave us, instead of giving us Batgirl, they gave us Joker. Instead of giving us Batman Beyond Spider-Verse style, they gave us the Flash. And instead of giving us Static Shock, you have given us nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Black Lightning. No, you've given us Black
They
Lightning.
gave us
which-
Black Lightning and Blue Beetle, yo, instead
which
of Static Shock. Bro.
respectfully to Black Lightning, who I think is cool. I don't give a
Like,
fuck
just think
him.
about it. If you sitting in a boardroom with WB, right, and you pitching a movie, and you put it right there in front of them on their desk, and you say, all right, which movie do y'all think would be more profitable, Blue Beetle or Static Shock? What would common sense tell you?
Static Shock? Static Shock.
Well, okay, except there is an element where
What is the element, Joe? There's no element.
no, because it's genuinely an attempt to elevate more Latino superheroes, and that's the biggest one they have. So
Blue
I mean,
Beetle?
I'm just letting you know. So Jaime Reyes, because it's not even the original Blue Beetle. It's not Ted Kord.
It is
right?
Jaime Reyes. It is.
So that, I mean, that's part of it. I'm not saying I don't know how much of the equation comes into it, but that's part of it, right?
And I'm gonna bring this up, and I'm not trying to be racist when I say this.
Yeah,
The black dollar sells.
I understand.
When Spider-Verse came out, we flocked to that. Gutter knows this. It wasn't just Spider-Man fans or like a lot of people didn't even know who the fuck Miles was.
Is like he's not even in my top 5 Spider-Man. He's not even in my top 5.
Like I'm telling you this
you're
because
right.
Go ahead, my fault.
I was just gonna say, so they're trying to kind of embolden the same market, but for Hispanic fans. That's what they want to do. They want to move that money that hasn't traditionally engaged with comic book stuff as much. The black community is a huge part of the comic book industry. I mean, absolutely. So, but now I'm not saying it's nothing, but the Hispanic community is less a part of it, despite demographically speaking being a higher percentage of the country.
I agree with that. The one thing I would say though is, as somebody that lives in Texas, right? Most of Texas, where I live at. I live in Dallas. It's got to be 70% Hispanic people.
Yeah.
Hispanic people like cool characters. When I went to see Venom 3, I was the only black person in the theater. The theater was filled up with nothing but Hispanic people, and they was clapping and cheering and having a good time. Venom is white.
Well,
Blue Beetle is nothing cool about him.
Well, remember, we're talking about boardroom people here. We're not talking about actual comic book fans.
Right.
We're talking about people who
should
crunch
even
numbers.
know that.
They don't, bro, and that's the problem.
People should know that, if Miles made over $1 billion and nobody outside of really diehard comic book fans know who the fuck Miles is only before the movie. Miles was only in the comic book and in a TV show.
And his comic book didn't even do good. People didn't even like his comic book. It didn't sell.
Because they killed off original Peter Parker and replaced them with Miles. And they make a movie with top tier animations, top tier music, top tier story, top tier writing, and everything else in top tier in between. I want to tell you this quick story real quick. I was working at GameStop at the time when Spider-Verse came out. A father came in with his young daughter, right? And I'm talking about the game Miles, not the movie. Excuse me, the game Miles Morales came out. A father came in with his young daughter. Daughter had probably maybe like 4 or 5 years old. And this is when Game Informer did the Miles Morales game cover for their magazine. And the dad looked at the girl and said, "Baby girl, who that?" And she's like, "That's Miles." That's what the impact that Miles has had now on these young kids, young adults. It's just like it's almost like they don't acknowledge Peter Parker no more.
Mm-hmm.
My nephew don't even he don't give a fuck about Peter Parker.
Well,
it's Miles. Miles is why Peter Parker.
The decision makers are not actual fans.
They're not in touch with the culture, bro.
They look at the budget sheet. Because on the other hand, quite frankly, you want to know how you can make friends in Mexico? If you want to make some friends in Mexico, go down wearing DBZ gear. You show up and talk about Goku. The Hispanic community, like you talk about cool characters. The Hispanic community has traditionally they take whatever they like. That's like genuinely, it's not that like Speedy Gonzalez, like that, like apparently, like there are elements that think Speedy Gonzalez is a racist character.
Yeah, they don't even like him.
But Hispanic people love Speedy Gonzalez.
Oh, really?
He was supposed to be in one of the major movies, and he was going to be cast. I forget the name of the actor. They wanted the actor to talk his normal voice, and the actor said no unless I get to talk like Speedy Gonzalez. Like, they don't give a shit about stuff. If they like it, they embrace it. And so you're right. I think they wanted to do for Jaime Reyes what Miles did, but they didn't do it right. Now, I'll say the movie's not bad, but
it's
it
not
ain't.
Bad. It's not great.
Into the
I think it's all right. I think it's mid. I think it's all right.
Yeah, but so they wanted to try and establish this character with the idea that if you could really mobilize the Hispanic audience, you could make some money that hasn't been made.
And I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to compete with Marvel, you got your answer right here in Static Shock. You don't.
I agree.
I know you agree. Like,
yeah,
it's just like you don't push them in comic because I'm an avid comic book reader. You don't use them for shit in comics. He not with the team. You don't use him as shit with the Teen Titans. He not nobody's sidekick and not like you don't put it. He doesn't have a TV show. He had a very successful TV show that still stands the test of time to this day. Where everybody else putting out TV shows. He's finally making his niggas about to find out who Static Shock is on Teen Titans Go, bro. Come on, bro. Come on. Come on.
I know. I
Like,
loved
he
that
answered
show.
them
When
all
I was a
for
kid, when I was
miles.
younger, I loved that show. I watched it all the time.
Like, I've never seen, and usually, obviously, DC and Marvel make copycats of each other, but I'm telling you what, I've never seen the true match to
Yo,
Miles
it's a
Morales.
layup, bro.
It's just like it's wide open. The clear lane, nobody's in front of you. Just
Like
lay it out.
literally, all you have to do is just
Easy
make
500 mil.
All you got to do is just make Infamous and just with Static Shock, bro, and your game is gonna sell, bro. It's literally that
I
easy.
would play the crap out of that game,
it's so
especially
simple.
when you get the disc. If you got the disc to like fly on,
Yes, bro.
Oh my god.
It seems so easy, but
and he
it's
has
just
he has his best friend that eventually gets like
Yeah,
his own form of
yeah,
superpowers. He would be the
yeah.
tech guy, give you upgrades.
Do you know how real we could make that? Like how
Uh-huh.
it's right there,
WB, hire us. Just have us run the game.
bro.
Okay, give us a studio.
And the voice actors that are out there that will like they'll be knocking on the door to play Static Shock. I don't know. I said it before.
Anyway,
WB is
yeah.
allergic to money when it comes to this character. I just don't
This
understand why.
this is the company that has completely thrown movies in vaults to get a tax write-off.
Yep,
I mean, you had the Batgirl. There was that. There was the Looney Tunes. What was it? Was like Acme versus Acme versus the Coyote.
Yeah, I remember that they put that in the vault too.
And it's supposed to be amazing. So like this is not a company that actually gives a shit about its customers.
Nope.
It only cares about how much
Not one
money
bit.
you can give them.
Mhm.
They don't. They don't. I feel like you're slapping me in my face every time I try to support you. I feel like an
WB's
Xbox
like,
fan.
come here, we'll give you something, but we got to get a little slap in while we're doing it.
I feel like an Xbox fan, bro.
Oh, my God.
That's my last Xbox joke for the night, y'all.
Just release things.
Man, Mars, do you have any final statements to make?
No, sir.
That's funny.
All right, man. On that note, we'll see you next week. Everybody enjoy the pro. Steven, you hating from the comments. Have the life you deserve.
Good.
You know.
Trash.
Listen, and
If you were watching on YouTube, hit that like button.
yeah,
man.
hit that like button and subscribe. Come join the gang. We'll be back next Friday, and we appreciate y'all.